everybody, and welcome to All Nerds Here. We are here for episode 3 of Corazon Station, a Pasión de las Pasiones actual play featuring a fantastic cast and crew of all Pimpock people. We're all nerds. We're all here, and we're here to play a telenovela role playing game for all of your entertainment. We are just over the moon with both this game created by Brandon Lee and Gabetta, published by Magpie Games, and also with this crew and the story that we are telling. So, last time we had some wild plot developments in the show. Very excited to see how that pans out. We are unfortunately down a player. Alex is in the depths of space right now, and so we are soldiering on boldly without his presence, but rest assured, La Doña is scheming in the background of this show. So if you, the fans, are thinking like, "Oh, what happened? What could Kidea possibly be up to? What nefarious deeds?" You're probably right, and we're going to find out all about them next week. So speaking of Alex and Kidea and our characters, let's go around the overlay and introduce ourselves to the fine folks. Let's say who you are, what your pronouns are, and who you are playing. Let's start with Rue.
Hello, everyone. I'm Rue. My pronouns are she, her. I am playing Nikhil, whose pronouns are also she, her, and she is using the El Caballero playbook.
Fantastic. We have Alex, who would be playing Kidea La Doña, but Alex is out this week. But rest assured that the orchid pretending to be a mantis, I think I got the order right, is scheming in the background and trying to work at various plots and nefarious deeds. And Alex's pronouns are he, him, and Kidea's are she, her. Next up, we have Viditya.
Hey everybody, I'm Viditya. I am playing Kiran, or sorry, my pronouns are he, him. I'll be playing Kiran, the La Baeza playbook, and their pronouns are she, they.
Fantastic. We also have JR.
Hello, my name is JR, and I'm here to say I like to play games in a major way. My pronouns are he, him, just so you know. As for my character's name, here we go. His Royal Highness, Bearer of the Nine Light, Archpotentate of the Elysian Seas, Grand Captain of the Admiral of the Trilaxian Fleet, Prince Ismael Rodriguez Abel. You can't hear the beat, but it's there. I'm just waiting for it to loop back around.
Oh no!
Juan Francesco Romain de la Luz de la Aurora, Arambide y Verdad. Arambide y Verdad.
Incredible. Mind blowing. Spiritually changed me. Did JR lose a bet? Good. This is just what he's like.
Yeah, it's more like
I'm saying
everyone
Jer-
else won a bet.
Jared lost a bet with God when he was born.
Wow. What?
I mean, to fair, absolutely true. I have to live with me 24/7. You all just have to put up with me a couple times a week.
And that particular firebrand coming out the gate with sass hotter than a bag of Takis. Kevin.
Hi, I'm Kevin. My pronouns are he, him. I am playing Tu, or Francis, who is the El Empleado playbook, and their pronouns are he, they.
Excellent. So our fine cast. We are going to return momentarily to Corazon Station, the space station full of mystery and drama and people seeking a mysterious puzzle box that will potentially unlock the secrets of the universe or grant some other kind of power to people, and everyone wants it. But before we keep going, I want to remind you all that we are sponsored by the fantastic Maddie, So Maddie Games, and So Nerdwear. If you want some cool shirts, tumblers, accessories that you can put on your body and look cool and support the show and the channel, you can go to sonerdwear.com, use the code ALLMERCH here, and get 10% off your purchase. So go check it out. We have some new designs that are in the works that are coming very soon. I'm very excited to see what they are. I'm told they are dope as heck, so keep your eyes peeled. and follow us on Twitter for more information when it comes out. With that being said, let us go to Corazon Station. So we return. Last time, we had a gala. We had a big party at La Casa de Oro, the House of Gold, this incredibly opulent gambling house, one of the finest gambling houses and bars in Corazon Station in the Infinite Heaven district. It is incredibly opulent, run by the allegedly criminal mastermind Sin Problemas, allegedly. And people made some scenes. There was a lot of hobnobbing. There was a lot of back alley deals as people rubbed elbows among the high society elites. Kidea revealed some new exciting evolutions in the genetically altered racing cat industry. There was an incredible political dance between Kidea and Prince Ismail, former rivals, long-standing rivals, former lovers who have formed some kind of new alliance, which is very exciting. The love triangle of Kiran, Nikhil, and Tu sort of fell apart and continues to be a giant train wreck of delight and passion and mixed feelings. And Nikhil's being chased by some goons who are confronting her. So we're going to find out what happens with that. But let's go to the character sheet. Because in Pasión de las Pasiones, every time we play the game, we get to establish something that happened on a previous episode, because we are playing this long-running TV show. So we're like several dozen episodes into our TV show, building up to the series finale. Not the season finale, the series finale. So let's go to our character sheets, and each of you is going to pick a thing on your last time on option and tell it to us, and we will use that to inform some of the drama of this episode. Is anyone feeling strongly about going first?
Yes, I am. Last time I tightened my hand around something until it snapped.
Ooh.
And I think what
Damn.
that is last time. So I've assumed control of station security, and I think last time on, I have been steadily like increasing pressure in the in Las Ruinas and elsewhere, making it harder and harder for Remoras to operate, so that they cannot get their hands on the puzzle box.
Okay. Yeah, so Las Ruinas are it's a bar in the junks, and it is sort of a place where mysterious people and people who have things to hide like to hang out. This whole region. So you are closing in and keeping people from operating with safety. So it is more of a metaphorical gripping of something. Perhaps the scene also involves like crushing something.
Oh yeah, someone told me that they were getting close to discovering the puzzle box, and I was holding a delicate crystal flower that was intended to be a gift for Kiran, and Prince Ismail crushed it instead.
Ooh.
Yeah. And that's juxtaposed with the shots of like your force kind of like muscling in on the zone. Dope. All right.
Damn, now there's like just so many.
Talk me through your process. What are you looking at?
I kind of want to use you slammed your beautiful shiny card or something.
Ooh.
But I'm not entirely sure. So wait, maybe I shouldn't go. I want to know.
Okay.
Something.
Okay.
Yeah.
What about two?
Let me see. I'm eyeing. I hit something where it will hopefully be safe,
Ooh.
and I'm thinking maybe I hit something that belongs to the prince that the prince really needs, and I hit it on the pod where we sent Arwello?
Ooh.
No.
Alberto?
Alberto.
Alberto.
Yeah, Alberto, where we sent him the long way round because I knew nobody's gonna get to that pod for a while.
Yeah, nobody's getting to that pod.
Ooh.
What?
So it's been out for a year.
Yeah.
That's
Ooh.
coming around soon.
Yeah,
Like,
it's
I mean,
coming
this is
back.
This is like the second time we brought it up, so like, you know.
Yeah, in the TV show opening, like previously on this show credits, like last time we saw Tu and Prince Ismail sending this poor individual Alberto into an escape pod and looping around the space station, going the long way around,
Right.
as a punishment for their intrusions and insolence. And so, like, this time we see that clip again. Like, that didn't really pan out last time. It was more like a, hey,
Yeah.
remember this? But this time we've seen it again, and we see that Tu is slipping something onto that pod. So it's definitely going to come back. What do you think you hid? Was it evidence?
What kind of? Well, yeah, Prince. What evidence would be like real bad against you?
Oh, what if it was
That wouldn't
so
be like
well
the puck, I guess.
we know that hollow puck is in the world, right?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not that.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. What if it was the gun that was used to kill the mayor?
Ooh.
Ooh.
So
Yeah, 'cause you
Nikhil kills the mayor,
Yeah.
which is how she lost her arm. And they got like sliced off in the like escape to kill him.
Right.
And then somehow the gun was recovered.
Yeah.
And you
By
stored
station
it.
security, of course.
Of
Oh, by
course.
station security, right? You stepped in the aftermath, in the immediate aftermath, and pocketed the evidence. And Tu has stored it on the space shuttle.
Yeah, just in case we need to come back around, or just so Tu's the only one who knows where it is.
Yeah. What does the moment look like when you're like storing that on the station? Like, does Alberto know even, or?
I think Alberto probably knows by now, but like I think in the moment, what it was even, I don't think it was Tu like stashed it there at the time. I think Tu before that even just happened to stash it in the pod, and then like later it was real. Oh, so we're gonna send him out in this pod specifically. Okay.
Ooh.
I know that gun is.
Oh, that was part of why you hesitated,
Yeah.
Yes.
because you knew
Ooh.
that like this was your backup plan. Oh
Yeah.
no!
Very
Oh, I love
good.
this.
Like I gotta
Yeah.
hope I can hold out a year for that backup plan to come back.
Oh, and if Alberto finds it, he's gonna be like, "Oh, did they send me with a gun with one bullet?"
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh
Heck off.
Oh.
Well, I mean, I bet Alberto's like holding that gun.
Yeah, Alberto's gonna come
Just
back
one
with that
no!
gun.
No!
Yeah.
I mean, there's
I'm not
probably
saying
more
that.
than one bullet because it's
But
the
yeah.
future, you know, and it's like
Right.
I assume
It's
we
like solar
we do,
powered.
yeah,
Nikhil keeps her guns
Yeah.
ready to go.
For some
Fully
reason,
charged.
station security didn't like separate the ammunition from it. when putting into evidence.
It's
It would either
It
be
could
like,
be like a weird specialty weapon from
Yeah,
Nikhil
just
too.
automatically recharges.
Right.
yeah,
green energy.
It's an architect weapon.
some green energy gun.
Oh.
so,
renewable.
so wind
That's why
powered.
like, it's an architect weapon, so it's like it's the one on the station, so it's unmistakable.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
Oh
That's-
my god! Like
that's a cool
the,
idea.
The mayor's wound is like, what the fuck killed him?
Right.
Right. That could be part
Yeah.
of it. Like, it's a disintegrator or something completely
Yeah.
wild like that.
Mhm,
That,
mhm.
like it has.
Oh,
That's very
yeah.
good.
Let's say
signature.
it was the disintegrator.
Yeah.
Ooh.
I like that.
Built by Los Arquitectos, which is like the for everyone else the alien species that built the station way back when, that has since disappeared, that also hid the mysterious puzzle box here.
Right.
All right, the pieces are falling in place. All right, here we go.
Yeah.
We're building
The
that drama.
decompiler.
Ooh.
There we go.
Does that mean that the mayor's body is just completely gone? Like there was nothing left
Can
behind?
it, like,
What if instead of it
could
just being
be-
gone, it just fell into a bunch of small little 1-inch cubes?
Oh, okay. I was gonna say
Pixelator?
Yeah,
Like
like
a
pixelates.
pixelator, yeah.
Yeah, he got derezed.
Yeah.
I was gonna suggest like maybe there's just a skeleton, because like we're like a
Ooh.
oh no, it makes more sense if he disappears. And then I'm trying to think about our budget. You know what I mean?
The budget of the
There's-
TV show,
we-
a vaporizer makes a lot of sense. Like, oh, look at this pile of ash. This is
Yeah,
That
four
was
colors.
here. Yeah, perfect.
we shoot him with a ray, then there's like a comically large like puff of smoke.
Yeah.
And then the smoke clears, and there's just like a skeleton there going like,
That's what I was picturing.
we had more budget than that.
Yeah. I love
No, I
the
love-
We're in our
disintegrate.
final season.
Yeah.
We got
NBC
money
and
now.
The Party City skeleton is just like spray painted black.
No, it's not the Party City skeleton. It's the Home Depot 30-foot tall skeleton.
Oh my god.
Oh, it grows you. And then... All right, we've
And
spent
made
too
him-
much time on this
We
bit. This is
talked
very
so
good.
much.
All right, we got there, and then we went too far.
Thing is,
Uh,
mine could continue it because one of mine is you touched a weapon with your bare hands that has since gone missing, which
Yup.
There it is.
Perfect.
so that I was thinking with the disintegrator, if that's her like specialty weapon, maybe that's why she never misses, because it's this ridiculous disintegrator, but it's now gone. But she's still like working with the idea that she doesn't mess up, but part of the reason was because she had this overpowered gun.
Right.
That maybe has like some aim assist on it or something like
Yeah.
that.
She's
It's
using
like a
aimbot.
lock-on. Yeah, right.
The fucking Titanfall 2 pistol.
You click over here and
the
the
smart
bullet goes
pistol.
here.
Yeah.
But I love this too because you touched it with your bare hands, and you lost the arm that you shot.
The
You shot the mayor with.
Yeah,
So
but
they
I still
can't
have
trace it back to you.
Can't get your fingerprints if your
Yeah.
fingerprints aren't there.
the one thing with Nikhil is that her hand is still. I was not thinking about this. I just thought this would be weird, but now it works perfectly. Her hand is still her hand. It's just from the wrist
Her
down.
forearm?
Yeah, so she got like it done where the hand was saved, but just this portion got all fucked up. So that part
So,
is
like, when it
replaced.
That
When
makes
it got-
sense.
Right.
I'm
Yeah.
thinking like, yeah, not to cut you up, but like
No,
your,
no,
your
it's fine.
arm gets jammed in, and the bone is intact. Like the bone is broken, but it'll set. But like the
Yeah.
skin is all like messed up for some reason.
Yeah,
So you have like a graft. You have a cybernetic graft over it.
yeah,
And then so your arm is still like your arm,
yeah.
but it's like a
so-
Mega Man bracer, kind of.
Yeah, and there's still like you can see the lines of like weird tension right at her wrist where it happened. So technically, it can be traced back to her.
Can be traced.
that was just a weird idea that wasn't meant to go in that direction, but it does now.
Well, that's the canon now.
I love it.
No,
It's just a twist. Like we were like we the audience was all like, oh, her whole hand is gone, but then it's like, no, actually,
My hand is
We
still
didn't
here.
yeah.
Yeah.
Makes
So we
perfect
can
sense.
probably flash back in that moment of like the scene where you get the implant. But like we just went from your arm got crushed to season 2. You now have a cybernetic prosthetic for some reason. So I think this is like footage that nobody's ever seen on the show. That's like, hey, like the doctor's like, we were able to save your arm, but your hand, but the rest of your arm needs to be completely replaced.
Yeah.
Establishing this whole arc. All right, Kieran.
Okay, yeah, I have 2 questions. So
You can only have
the
one.
prince.
It's yes.
So the prince is hindering the Remoras, right?
Yeah.
I also Karen would hate that, but then also, Alfonso, right? Wait, no,
Alberto.
Alberto.
God damn, this guy.
Yeah, it was Alberto.
Yeah, Alberto. What was his problem, or like, what's his station? Because I'm thinking, you fell into the arms of a lover of a lower station, and it doesn't have to be him, but I think like, you know, if we're kind of building up like this return, I think like maybe like his friends, or like there's like this like Karen's kind of thrown into, like you also have a complication with him coming back.
Yeah.
Like a goon, I think.
Yeah, he was
Yeah.
one of-
Ooh, right?
He was one of my underlings who, along with two, failed to recover the hollow puck, and that's why we or he lost it. I think he was. It's not even that they failed to recover because this was earlier. I think he was there when the puck went missing, and so we sent him the long way around.
right. He'd be like,
I
well,
think-
you goofed up.
Okay, yeah, I think I might say that I did fall in love with Alberto. I think Alberto would make like an interesting like
Ooh.
Huh?
Yeah.
well, no, it's like, you know, like, and I think it stings even more if the two of you were working together, and it's like we can't be together, and it's like we need a break or something like that. Like you're off with Nikhil, and Alberto's there for me, right? So like we start hanging out.
I would like to retcon that 2 unremorsefully punched that eject button.
We were on a break.
Awful.
We can see other people.
You're seeing someone too. Does that mean that I have to wait around for when you're ready for me?
Only
Slap,
two
slap,
gets to
right.
have two
Anyone
lovers.
but Alberto.
Did you have a bad relationship with Alberto? I think I've missed that.
We did now.
We do. I mean, that's fine.
You
with me.
didn't until the two of you started sleeping together.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think there's definitely that makes sense too, because Francis is the like personal assistant to Princess Ismael, so like he is of low status,
Yeah.
but a higher status in general, and as a goon, as just like one of the mooks, like Rosencrantz and Guildenstern, Alberto is like below that, and because you are a Remora, and also like you have a lot of social capital within like the Tesoro Combine,
Yeah.
and the people of Infinite Heaven, you absolutely have a fair amount of status too. So
Yeah.
he's just like, oh, two is kind of in that same wibbly boat, I think, but I think he might be even lower, and that makes a lot of sense to be like, well, what is a socialite like you doing, like messing around with this guy?
I think there's like a theme with Karen and her like lovers that she actually gets attached to. Like you see, like, oh, you actually care about this person. Is like Karen's always reaching for the top and is always on the arm of these like socialites, but like genuinely loves people that remind her of like, you know, the junks and like Alberto and two and stuff like that. Yeah. So it would make
Nice.
sense that it'll
I don't think that's accurate. You love me.
yeah.
You're genuinely attached to me.
I know.
All right.
I'm the shredder.
Wait, what?
What?
You're the
Look,
shredder.
Kevin put it in chat. It's like if April O'Neil dated Rocksteady.
Oh yeah.
I'm the shredder.
Oh my god.
I'm engaging with our audience, which is us apparently. So
You are the shredder.
Got bits.
And I will be April O'Neil. I will gladly be.
Yeah, the April O'Neil to Kevin's Irma.
ah,
God.
All right. So where we left off last time, I think we're gonna like kind of wrap up the implied drama of the last scene that we had, which was Nikhil being closed in on by some Tesoro goons. And help me out, because I don't completely remember why they were going after you. Were they were sent by someone? Were they edged on by Kiran?
Yeah, so
I
like
think so.
at least it was like Karen's whole thing was to find out who had the puck,
Right.
and then get them alone basically, and then signal the Tesoro Combine was like her kind of goal. She doesn't really know who has the puck, but signaled them after like realizing that two doesn't have it, or like is like, okay, I have two alone. The person who's left is Nikhil, and I guess like they were like, we're gonna go get her.
We're gonna get the puck from, right.
Yeah. So I think that the idea is that the Tesoro Combine thinks that Nikhil has the puck.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Which
May or may not.
Nikhil
be true.
does.
yeah.
Wait, do I? Or was it Do that has it? Oh, you're
Two-
muted, Kevin.
Oh, Kevin's muted.
No,
Kevin-
now
Kevin's muted.
now
Muted.
he wants to be muted.
Kevin doesn't.
Well, when you call me Irma, this is what happens.
I take it as the compliment, personally. But
We kind of faded when Sue confronted Nikhil. We kind of faded to black, so like it's kind of up in the air for like whatever's most dramatic, like in the moment.
Because
I
it was
suppose.
missing from your jacket.
Yeah, Nikhil found it, but two like came to confront, and then like we both had
Oh,
it in
right.
hand, and we faded to black because we had like an intimate moment, and we never like kind of came back on that moment. I think.
So good
Yeah.
news. You can change who has it right now.
Okay.
If you think, like, oh, I would have had it on me, or I would have put it in, I would have given it to two. You can use like the flashback to making preparations move, and we can find out what happened to be like, oh, I knew they were going to try and confront me about this, which is why I had it and I gave it to, I slipped it in Francis's pocket earlier tonight or whatever, you know, knowing that these guys were going to eventually confront me. So I'll set the scene and give you a couple seconds to think about like how you want to frame that. So let's get some dangerous people music. Let's think about that. for a
Darude
second.
Sandstorm.
Shut the fuck up. I quit.
That entire listen. The music video is of somebody running away from danger.
This is Nikhil's favorite song.
Nikhil puts it on Baby Driver style. Out on the.
Buds in and let it rip.
Who's booking a trip back to Earth? Fuck this.
No, bold of you to assume Earth still exists.
That's the point.
Oh, is that a phrase that we say on Corazon Station? Like, oh, take me back
Send
to
me
Earth.
back to Earth.
Yeah, send me back to Earth. It's just like, let me die.
I'll let you know what's
that I love. I love that.
The burned, crisped husk of Earth, right? So the last scene, I think, it was these guys closing in on you. So I think where we pick up is after we do the opening credits, like we normally do, and then the previously, where we learn a lot of what is going on with regard to the murder, and the mystery revolving around that. We have a shot of kind of like just seconds of the end of last episode, where the Tesoro goons. So the Tesoro Combine again is like a mega corporation that is like a empire. It's like what if Amazon had a series of planets that they owned, and had a whole like culture based around that kind of corporate stuff. So these goons are in their black and gold uniforms, which I think look like bodysuits with short sleeves that emphasize their musculature. It's like wetsuits. Sort of like Pokemon trainers is kind of the way that I'm going with it in my head, like very Pokemon Go. It's like the neoprene bodysuit with the short sleeves, into like tall boots, and then like shorts over the neoprene, and so they're like pushing their way onto the walkway, like pointing at you, and Nikhil is out on the balcony, right, framed, looking out over the rest of Infinite Heaven, this huge skyline of all these buildings in the richest part of the space station. There's a balcony, there's some like hover cars drifting by, there's like a Blade Runner style blimp that's showing advertisements for various things, probably a sponsorship or two like secretly hidden in there in the far future. And Nikhil is like looking out, right, like there's a Taki's like logo just gently flickering in the background, just out of focus, so you can kind of, you're like, is that a Taki's bag? And the goons step out onto the balcony and they close the door, so it's just you and this group of these big muscular people, who are cracking their knuckles, and one of them steps forward, who I think is the marketing exec who Kiran showed up with,
Mhm.
and then
Ooh.
immediately blew off to go have a heart to heart with two about stuff with. And I don't know if we gave them a name.
I don't think so.
Let's call them. How about Raul?
Ooh.
So Raul is businessy. I think like less punchy business than more like kind of corporate. So the slicked back hair and everything, like perfectly coiffed pompadour. Who is still like cracking knuckles, but like in a very like, let's talk.
Mm-hmm.
Nikhil, is it? I am led to believe by my associates that you are in possession of something that is very, it's very valuable to my interests and the interests of the rest of the station, in fact. And we were just wondering if you could save us all some trouble and just hand it over. What do you say? What do you do?
If I do a flashback, should I do that here or?
Yeah, so how do you want to do it, and what do you think happens?
So I think she did give the puck to do.
Okay.
I think she did not expect to be confronted about this because she's like, well, the only people who know are the prince and Du, and I trust both of them to. I don't know what she does, but she's like, I trust that to not get out. she's trying to be trusting to their people. So she's like, and she's also like, I mean, who's Thu gonna tell? He doesn't know any dangerous people except the prince, and the prince already knows, so whatever, it's fine.
Right. What's he gonna do? Sell you out? Right.
Yeah. So I think she's very like caught off guard because she was trying to like come up with her own plans for her own thing with Sin Problem as in the prince, so this is not what she was expecting to run into. So I think if I have to, do I need to roll? What do I need to roll?
So when you are flashing back to a time that you made preparations, you're going to roll with the questions. Did you have plenty of time to do it? And did you have someone looking out for trouble? And then your playbook question, which is, are you dealing with things head on or without guile and head on? So the flashback, I think it sounds to me is like the audience absolutely assumed that you had the puck. Like you and two have that argument in your apartment after Kadea leaves you alone. And like it's very heavily implied by the cinematography that Two's like, all right, listen, you can keep it, but whatever. And we're flashing back to you giving it to Two. So were you like slipping it in his pocket? Were you like handing it off to him? Was this at the party or was it afterwards? What do you think? Sorry, beforehand, not after the party, because
yeah. I'm trying to think if she would want him to have it on them right now. I feel like if they did it before, she would be like, keep this at your place, because who's gonna go there anyway? So
that sounds more like the kind of professional that Nikhil is.
Yeah.
So like we're flashing back to the end of that scene. We're like, okay, we think Nikhil would just keep it because of the way that argument went. But in fact, you're saying no, you hang on to it and you put it in your apartment or whatever.
Yeah, and that makes sense because she has that whole place bugged and is able to watch it. So she's like, I still can see where it is, and people aren't going to expect that to be where it is anyway.
Yeah.
So I think that's what she tried to do.
So in that case, you absolutely had time to do it.
Yeah.
And you didn't really have anyone looking out for trouble in that instance, because you wouldn't expect trouble, right?
Yeah, I don't think
Um,
she did.
And I think that there isn't really any. I don't know what you think about your playbook question there.
I don't think so, because this seems more planned, really. I mean, I guess she's making a mistaken judgment, but she's not doing it by like running into a situation. She thinks she's being very thoughtful. She's like, this is as much thought as I need to put into this.
Right. And also, it's like, well, who's gonna like? We can take all our time. Like, I'm not like charging ahead into doing this, or like I'm
Yeah.
not taking it myself. So go ahead and roll +1,
Okay.
and even if you miss, you're still gonna be able to do a thing,
Okay.
but there may be a consequence. And to be honest, I'm very excited to see where this goes, because there's some ways we can play it out.
Oh, I got a 12.
Oh wow, not at all what I was expecting.
Well, best roll I've done in a very long time.
Okay, so you get to choose one of the options, and there are no costs. So your options are: you fabricated evidence. Tell us what it is. You arranged for somebody to be in the right place at the right time, or you stowed away something hidden. And I think it's the last one.
Yeah.
Makes the most sense for sure. So if that's what you want to go with, then you've stowed it away. You've given it to two. Two has it on lock away somewhere in his apartment. And nothing bad happened.
So far.
Had that gone wrong, I absolutely would say that Kidea knew about it, because she had just
Oh, yeah.
left and would be like listening in through the doors.
Yeah.
But that's fine. It's so you don't have the part. So we get this moment, right, of flashing back to that scene where the two of you are finishing up your conversation, and you're like, what, pressing it into his hands and being like, no, you take it, you hide it, no one's gonna look for you, or whatever.
Yeah.
Right. Do you want to have like a line or two of banter, or do you want to just proceed with the scene?
We can just proceed with the scene.
Okay. Yeah. So that we get some dialogue that the audience can imagine of like how that goes. Probably not super great, but it's like two takes it reluctantly and like fine.
Yeah.
Because you had a fight there for sure. But we flashback, so we know you don't have it.
Yeah.
And Raoul is just standing there while you're kind of looking at him and sizing up the rest of the group, going, well, Nikhil, you know it's very rude to keep people waiting, and he checks his watch. I really do have much more important things to be doing right now.
Ooh.
I'd appreciate it if you don't waste my time. As you know, time is money.
I guess it would be for you. I mean, this is sort of wasting my time as well. I've got other things to do, and I really don't want to be dealing with whoever you. I feel like he did introduce himself, and she's just like, whatever your name was. Look, I don't know what you're talking about, and I don't know who sent you, because I know you're not in charge of whatever's happening right now. So you can either tell me who sent you and what it is you're looking for, and they'll be mad at you, and maybe one of your goons will be taken out. Or you can do this the hard way, try to fight me, and then all of you will be taken out. It's up to you.
Ooh. So you're basically making a threat right
Yeah.
here. That sounds like you're demanding what you deserve.
Ooh.
Because here, like,
Yeah.
Nikhil is a badass assassin. So for anyone else, this might be like, I think, trying to manipulate someone. Like, oh, well, you can tell me because I'm Kiran. You know,
It's true.
or that kind of thing. Or like, oh no, like we don't have to do this. That might be acting with desperation. But here, like, I imagine, you can tell me if I'm wrong, but I'm imagining that Nikhil is like carrying herself up to her full weight, or her full like height, like, puffed out chest and everything. Like, you want to? Do you know who you're talking to? Do you know what you're asking here? Like, this is. We can do this the way that you clearly want to, but I'm telling you, it's a bad idea. Right?
Yeah. Like, this is definitely her being like, I'm giving you an out if you want it, or you don't have to take the out, and that works for me too.
Yeah. So, are you offering anything of value in return?
I mean, their lives.
Yeah. Oh, that makes sense. Because they know who you are, and they know
Yeah.
you're a killer. I'm giving that to you. I like that. They do not love you in this moment.
What do you
Not
mean?
even by a long shot.
They don't want to be
And,
stepped on.
We'll have to go back and see what happens with the rule in a different situation.
Who knows?
But who knows?
This is the start of the Rivals to Lovers thread.
But you're
Now.
also definitely doing things without guile.
Yeah.
All right, you tell me what you really want, and I'll let you live.
Yeah.
Let's cut the shit. So that's +2. Let's go and roll and add +2.
Oops. Oops. +2. Oh no, it's a 7.
Okay.
Just barely.
Not bad.
I
Could be worse.
think
That's true.
so. On a 7, the target of your demand is going to choose a thing from the
Okay.
options. And the options are to concede to you, and they can clear a condition; refuse and escalate, and they will mark a condition; or run away, and you will take something from them. And here's the meta here: is that NPCs don't really mark conditions,
Right.
I was gonna ask.
which means that they're gonna run away and they're gonna give something to you.
Oh,
And
fuck
so
yeah.
I think what they give you is what they're looking for. Unless you I assume you didn't know that they were looking for the puck, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Because otherwise, then I would give you something else. But if you didn't know that information, then this is what they're going to give you: is Raul looks at you and looks at kind of you up and down, not in a I'm taking you in with my eyes, but in a oh, you're a killer.
Yeah. Like
I
sizing
think-
me up.
Exactly. And the camera, I think, does this rapid fire jump cut to oh god, it's what is it, the Replacement Killers in the 2000s, where they did all the fights where zoom in and they x-ray when people's arms get broken and
Oh,
stuff.
Oh.
like Mortal Kombat.
like Mortal Kombat.
Yeah, that too. But it's, instead of bones getting broken, it's all of the guns that you established that you had on your person.
Oh,
Instead,
fuck
you
yeah.
had you were dripping in weapons.
Yeah.
So he's looking at you and kind of imagining what is happening, and we zoom in okay, on your tucked in your dress or whatever your suit, I don't know what you're wearing.
Yeah.
There's a gun here, there's a knife here, there's 2 guns over here, there's spare ammo here, there's a small blaster in your boot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Was
okay.
There's a weird
Was it-
statue somewhere, which is the thing that they gave her, and he's like,
Right,
I don't know
right.
what that means, but that must be bad.
was Nikhil just kind of while threatening, slowly just kind of adjusting, and it's just all these little slips of very intentionally going I'm strapped as fuck.
Yeah. That's the gun scene in Snatch, where they compare the replica guns to the actual Desert
Yeah.
Eagle, and it zooms down the name of the gun and everything.
Mhm.
Yeah, that would be actually maybe that, because I was thinking she had her cybernetic stuff turned off for now, because normally it would let her know that she was being approached, but she's like, who's gonna approach me here? It's
Who's gonna
fine.
approach me? At this? Yeah.
But it goes off, so it highlights where the weapons are across her body, so it just lights up a few, it does a holographic just so that he can see where all the weapons are.
Yeah, perfect. So we get that sequence in the TV show, and also see that he knows. And Raul sucks his teeth, raises an eyebrow. Nikhil, I misjudged you. I see that you're also a businesswoman, and I appreciate your professionalism. You're very dedicated to your work in ways that I'm not sure our market research has truly revealed. So, you're very busy, obviously, as well, and I'm not going to waste either of our time anymore. We both know about the hollow puck footage that reveals what really happened to our dear mayor of Corazon Station. We all know that that was filmed. And we all know that it's on that puck. And we all know that eventually that puck made its way into your very professional hands. Now, we do have another obligation in just a few minutes. So, we seem to have caught you at a bad time. And I'll tell you what. We'll pencil you in for the future. For a later meeting. And we can all come to a better understanding about this. Maybe when we're all a little more prepared. Sorry to have wasted your time. And he snaps his fingers, and the goons stand to attention, and they all slowly back up. They do not turn their backs on you. They step backwards into the sliding doors, and they slowly turn back, and Raoul stands there, and he just flashes you this smarmy, Vaseline-covered smile. And the doors shunt, leaving the reflection of Nikhil in that, like, I'm gonna fucking blow your head off in a second kind of pose. Did you want to have a conversation with Sin Problemas at some point? Or I remember that was part of your motivation.
Trying to think. If she does, that might be at a later time. She might try to like sneak back in here in the back end and then try to do that.
Yeah, and if we can also have just say like, you just didn't get the chance to because the party went completely off the rails, and we'll have you have that interaction like a day later or like later on in the moment.
Cool.
But that was a cool moment. We now know that the Tesoro Combine knows you have the puck, and they are gonna get it from you one way or another. We'll see how Nikhil responds to that, and Kiran, who has connections to the Tesoro Combine as well. But let's move the spotlight to a different part of the station, to some other character drama. Kiran to Prince Ismail. What do you think? Because I could see us going to any interaction of any of you right after this.
I don't think Tu and the Prince have had any, like... We've had, like, small interactions, but I don't think we've had, like, a good scene.
Yeah, let's zoom in on that.
And as far as where we are, I think we're down in the area near Las Ruinas.
Yeah, okay.
I think we're like digging through boxes and like not boxes but like refuse, debris, rubble,
Chests.
loot chests, loot boxes.
Loot
Clicking on
chests.
stalactites and stalagmites to see if any of them have any hidden Easter eggs. Yeah, I've played this game.
A lot of broken pots that had hearts in them.
But yeah, we're down there where things go to disappear, right? Like
Exactly. Things and people.
Exactly.
So the Junks, the district where Las Ruinas is just in the bowels of the space station. So the space station, we never like really established kind of what's going on. I imagine it's kind of like a donut, tiers, and Infinite Heaven is one of those top tiers. The junks are like the lower sections. It's like maintenance tunnels. It's kind of the underbelly of the space station. There's very little money that goes in and out of it, but the people there still try to make a living. And Las Ruinas itself is this bar, like a real dive bar on the ground floor of a complex, like a hab complex that kind of goes up above from it. So if we're not at Las Ruinas, but we're near it, then we're kind of seeing these kind of darkly lit corridors, a lot of fog machines, some like steam occasionally pumping out. It's like when you go to on Farscape, when they go to the seedier planets, everything just looks kind of wet.
Everything's wet, industrial, and full of fog.
Right, exactly.
Everything runs on steam for some reason. Like
Right.
all the pipes are just steam. You're like, just what? Where is the steam coming from?
All the heat from the station has to go somewhere.
Ooh. Oh, that's also a good double entendre.
Yeah.
Ugh.
There's like something is dripping out of like a pipe nearby. A little rat puppet like skitters along the ground, like by your feet.
Like some kind of weird flying crab fluttering around.
Yeah.
Oh.
Like one of Kidea's experiments or something.
No.
Yeah, we've seen it before, but
Carson
the
of
bat
Five
crabs of level
cat.
65, right?
Oh no.
Yeah, what are you doing as you're like sifting around in the junk of the junks?
Well, of course, the prince is not sifting.
I was gonna ask him, what does the prince look like? What does the prince wear?
Prince is slumming
to,
it.
To the ruins.
To the ruins. I think the prince's signature punk rock Sailor Scout kind of outfit is still employed here, but it's a much more practical version of it. So like instead of the designer leather jacket that is very thin, it's the designer leather jacket that's got like spikes on the collar, and that has like built-in like LED underglow, so that his sleeves kind of light up red and occasionally purple or green. Very very like imagine if the people that make Destiny armor just made like a cool punk rock jacket.
Yeah.
And that's that's what we got. It kind of is. He would say it fluctuates with his mood, but it's all just like programmed in somewhere.
Nothing could keep up with that quick of a change.
Exactly. Thank you.
This is like a day or two after the party too.
Yeah.
So like, and what is Two's? I'm here to do some manual labor for my boss outfit.
Oh, Two came in his normal 3-piece suit.
Oh
What?
no!
No.
I think like
No.
I think Two has has come back from sifting in the rubble and like picked up his data pad and come up to the prince and been like, Your Highness, well, Rosencrantz and Guildenstern, they're owed their union mandated 30-minute lunch currently, so we're gonna have to step away for a moment.
Yes, of course. Absolutely. That's why we're all down here. This is important work.
Yes, of course. Looking for.
Now we're going to. You're certain that you hid the gun around here, yes?
Ooh.
Ooh. Ooh.
Well, the individual who I gave for safekeeping told me that they had ditched the parcel here after being pursued by the what are they called again? The Espadon.
Espadon Empire?
Yes.
So it is the Espadon who are interested in that particular parcel. How very interesting. Now, of course, I have seen to it that this place is as locked down as we can make it, but there's only so long before the populace finds ways around. In a strange twist of fate, by cracking down on smuggling and running illicit activities, one only encourages them more elsewhere.
Yes, of course, and you of course took that into account as you cracked down as head security chief. Your Highness.
The junks have always been the station's pressure valve. After all, crime happens throughout the station, but here it is allowed to be out in the open. Not now, at least any rate. You know why I'm doing this, don't you, Francis?
Francis clearly has an answer in mind and does not say that answer. No, Your Highness, I would be happy if you would illuminate the situation for me.
Oh, Francis. Ordinarily, I might inform you.
Oh, Your Highness, there's nothing ordinary about you.
Oh.
You're in a mood today, Francis. I find it best to know what my people are thinking at all times. I'm not going to ask again.
Well, ordinarily, I assume that you, if this were your home, would simply come in with the footmen and round up every man, woman, and child to get exactly what you need.
And so that's what
because
you
of course you always get what you want.
That's of course I do. But I get what I want because I deserve it. Honestly, I cannot believe that you think so little of me. Using force. Rounding up men, women, and children. Like some sort of petty tyrant. We had a tyrant king on Trilax. Had. Make no mistake, all I do for the good of the station. Those people, those factions that would see it bend until it breaks, they're as much a threat to you and your extended family, and to the people that live here in the junks, as they are to me.
Yes, of course, Your Highness. You are nothing but pragmatic and generous with your time and ability.
Francis, if I wanted flattery, I'd go to the person that I hire to flatter me and tell me how beautiful I look at all times. I employ
Yes, well,
you for a
Kiran
reason.
isn't available currently.
Don't pay Kiran either.
Ooh.
Speaking of which, what are you doing with her?
I don't do anything with anyone. I just simply...
What
She's
I
a
mean,
free person.
Yes, a free person who you let push you around until you follow her like a whipped dog.
Ooh, I think that is striking out.
So?
We're gonna skirting around it for a couple of seconds
Yeah.
there, but that was the one. That was the move trigger, baby.
That had the sting on it.
I think you caught him off guard.
Uh-huh.
Has two just wrong?
I don't think 2 is just wronged me, no. But I do think I am seizing control of the situation here.
Yeah, you've both kind of been on even footing, and then bam. That's a +2.
Let me
Yeah, this
grab
really
my
feels
dice from off camera. Sorry, everyone. There we go.
really feels like the prince was like, Francis is like, a little too comfortable. Like,
Yeah, you're a little, little too familiar here.
Yeah.
Last
That
season, this
is-
would have never happened.
It's true. That is an 8.
Okay, your strike lands. You are each going to mark a condition.
Oh, I'm going to melt down.
Okay.
Good.
Oh, I thought you
So-
I thought you cleared a condition.
No,
Oh,
I have not cleared any yet.
This is perfect.
perfect.
Yeah. So the two's remarks are getting a little pissy, Prince Ismail. What condition are you going to mark in response to him not understanding his station?
I think righteous is what I'm going to mark.
Yeah. So that's +1 to demand what you deserve and -2 to process your feelings out loud.
I have someone to
which
do
you should
that
not
for
forget
me.
about. which is very
Yes.
fun. For the audience at home, we're interacting with a new part of the system. For all of you who are watching, so this game, because it's not a dungeon crawler, we don't care about hit points. We track conditions, which are your emotional state. And the more conditions that you rack up, the more stressed out you are. Each of those gives you a bonus to taking one kind of action and a penalty to a different one, and they stack up. So when you have all 4 of your conditions that are marked, and you have to mark another condition, but you can't because all the boxes are filled up, which is what's happening to Francis right now, then you go into what is called the meltdown, which is unique for every playbook. So for La Empleada, the meltdown is this. All of this deception and plotting is simply too much for your pure heart. You seek solace in the arms of the closest sympathetic person. You spill your guts to them about all your feelings. Maybe you fall into the arms of an old love. Maybe you go back to someone who's burned you before. Tomorrow you'll have to face the consequences, but tonight you'll take comfort where you can find it. So poor Francis is just like feeling the burn and just needs to feel soft for a little bit. So you have all of your conditions that stay marked.
Yeah.
So every time you make a roll, you're always going to be adding all that stuff together.
Yeah.
And at the end of any scene where we agree that you have fulfilled sort of the condition of that meltdown, then you're no longer melted down, clear all your boxes, and you can get hurt all over again.
Right.
So what does this look like as Prince Ismail like lashes out at you?
I mean, I can't imagine fulfilling this meltdown in this current situation. I don't think
No,
there's
not at
anybody
all.
sympathetic nearby.
Yeah.
So it's gonna have to probably wait for later. I think Two's just gonna straight up go for the punch. He's gonna go for the sucker punch.
Oh, snap.
Ooh,
Yeah.
Okay.
I like that.
So there's a moment of just like the rage where you just like flush and
Yeah.
frustration. Maybe we get a couple flashbacks to like all the things that are just weighing on you, like
Right.
your very tenuous relationship with Kiran, your back and forth.
A lot of these comments that the
Keel.
prince has made regarding Two and Kiran,
right,
especially
the
like
prince
back
just
from like first episode of this like game and stuff like that.
picking,
And also
picking
previous.
at that scab for
Yeah.
episodes and episodes, right? And we're doing this rapid fire footage, boom, 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 boom. We flash back to the moment. Your like face is red hot, and you just slug him, right?
Yeah, and Two, like we've guessed him as a large man, like
Yeah.
large person, and I think we've said like larger than the prince, and like, but Two is not a warrior either. Two is like in shape. Two like probably take some like athletic like boxing classes, but is like I don't know. Does the punch land on you, Prince?
Oh,
I mean, you're striking out with violence.
yeah, let's
that's true. You
find
gotta go
out.
for it.
Yeah.
You're fucking around.
And you caught me off guard for sure, and I have literally like I just finished wronging you.
Yep.
Yes. And punching your boss, who happens to be a intergalactic prince, is definitely getting in over your head. So go ahead and roll and add 3.
Let me see double check my conditions real quick,
Oh.
Yeah.
because those do interact as well.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, minus.
Minus 2 strikeout.
Um,
So I'm +1.
Yep.
Oh no, it don't land. That is that's a 6.
It's a 6. Oh, okay.
no.
So it does not go the way that you planned it.
No.
I think it might look like briefly like a quick, like 5-second fight scene.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Like you
Okay.
swing, and Prince Ismail either sees it coming or blocks it.
Oh yeah, I think this is one of the few times we've seen Prince Ismail like fight.
Yeah.
I think he blocks it, and like Francis maybe follows up, with like a quick knee or something like that. And
Right.
but the prince has moves.
Yeah.
And I don't think necessarily breaks a sweat. Like he doesn't press the attack ever. But
Prince is like military, so like he's been in fights. He's been in actual fights. He's not been in like
Yeah.
athletic in like sport bouts. Like
Yeah.
like two has like Francis has.
Hasn't had to like pin down a drunk cousin.
What I think is an option here for you
Mhm.
is, in addition to like whatever's happening, I think if you just like realize you're outgunned and you give up, you're probably gonna get slugged and like knocked out, probably by either Prince Ismail or Rosencrantz and Guildenstern coming
Right.
back from their lunch break.
Yeah.
But this is a place where a lot of your friends hang out, and it's possible that one of them might find you
Also,
just KO'd in the gutter.
Oh.
I mean, the Remoras were also recently wronged, and they're
Right.
probably
Or any of your cousins. Or
Or any of
all
your
of
cousins.
all of your cousins.
The cousins who are Remoras, of course.
Ooh.
You'll have
I
to
think-
try harder than that, Francis. When I was 14, my older brother tried to have me assassinated. He sent 3 men to kill me in my room while I slept at night.
Yeah. Yeah. You've said it before.
Yes,
Like,
I've
and
said
Francis
it, and
like
I meant
sort of
it.
squares back up and goes again. Francis will push and like get the shit kicked out of him.
Oh yeah. So I think fictionally, like, we've seen it goes badly the first
Yeah.
time.
Mm-hmm.
And it two wants to fight.
Oh yeah. Prince. I mean,
Does
like,
Prince Ismail
like.
give it to them?
Oh, definitely. Haha. So you do have some backbone after all.
Yeah.
I want to know:
Yeah.
does the prince hold back? Does the prince like not like stick to fists, or does the prince like pull a knife?
I think actually the prince kind of respects this enough
Okay.
to stick to fists. Like, I don't think you've seen him impressed like this in a while, but like it's definitely there. Like it's
Right.
very, very satisfied, but weirdly proud of you kind of expression right before he kind of like side elbow knocks you out.
Right.
damn.
And you get the shit kicked out of you because if you said 2 is not a fighter,
Yeah.
2's tough.
Yeah.
2's like angry and ready to put in the work, but Prince Ismail is dangerous
Yeah.
and powerful.
We get
And
that like
also
Guy
at the
Ritchie,
end of
the
the
camera's
day,
on the
like,
face, and like he just
right,
falls
better.
back.
Just clocks you and you go reeling, and the camera gets all like hazy as you're blinking in and out. I think you probably get a quip for Prince Ismail like standing over you before you lose consciousness.
Right.
If you want.
Him saying a
Yeah,
No,
I think
you-
Ismail gets to
Yeah.
say
The prince
something.
I
gets
get
one more,
right,
like,
okay,
standing
I see, I
over-
see. Yes.
over Francis.
As the eyes close.
Remember, Francis, your place is with me.
The camera
Gross.
Find your-
fades in and out in that classic like video gamey TV show kind of
Yes.
like woo, fading black, lights back up, black fades light back up, and it's echoing in your mind Ismail's words. There's a long like 3-second cut to black. The camera cuts back up. It's obviously later.
Yeah.
Ismail is missing. And I think there's a sound of, I'm going to guess, heels of some kind. As we see a delicate hand reaching down to brush your matted, sweaty hair and your blood away from your face. And when you blink your eyes open, the camera cuts to your view, and I think we see Kiran reaching down
Yeah, I was gonna
to pull you
suggest.
up.
I think like. I think also it's like you smell her first, right? It's like there's this like kind of flurry of like all the different senses. I feel like throughout the series, she's like made it a point to be like, people do not just see me, they don't just hear me, they sense me, they smell me, right? Like it's like this whole thing. It's like he's like,
Have you watched Killing Eve?
I have not, no.
There's a whole scene where she goes to like a professional perfumer or whatever, and like requests a perfume that makes her smell like a Spartan returning from battle.
Oh, that's fucking
Like
sick.
a signature scent.
Oh my god, oh that's so good. I'll have to think. No, actually, I'll have to think about what her signature scent is for sure. But she's like, two, if you were gonna have a fun night, you should have just invited me, you know? I mean, there are better places to pass out. I don't mean cleaner, I mean better.
She was like sitting up, rasping, like wheezing. He probably has like a broken rib or something like that.
Oh my god. I'm also assuming that she doesn't like know why you're down. Like she's like,
No.
oh. yeah. Like I don't know that Ismail like did this to you and stuff.
Do you imagine you were called by somebody, or did you just happen upon to it?
Oh, I think it was me. I think
Oh
maybe
my
like the
God.
last thing as you're fading out, it's
No.
Princess Ismail saying, "Come pick up your dog."
Ah!
There's the quip.
That's
Wow.
Yeah, that's
You
it.
did it.
it.
Full
And
circle.
that's what echoes in your mind as you're figuring
Yeah.
out is pick up your dog. Pick up your dog.
Oh, that's so much worse because I think like the way Karen is talking to you is not even like
It's not acknowledging that at all.
Right.
It's super casual about it.
Oh my god.
It's like, oh, I was in the neighborhood, and
Yeah. Oh fuck.
Oh, look what I came across.
Yeah.
so what
I
do you do?
know.
I think like she does I think like maybe acknowledge it, but maybe not in the way that you like as you're still kind of groggily
Right.
coming up. It's like, oh, you finally took a swing at him. I mean, like honestly, I'm proud. I'm pretty proud of you. Good job. I do wish I saw it though. I mean, did you at least get a good land on him, or? Like, yeah, I'm just very casually like picking you up. I'm not really checking on you. I'm like basically
Right.
just waiting for you to like talk back. You know, like just waiting for us to kind of break into a conversation.
Right. I'm sure that the prince has a recording of it. He always has those small drones around recording his life. If you're so interested.
He's live streaming his life.
Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, everybody.
He's a vlogger.
It's his
Whoa.
memoirs. Admiral's Log.
Oh my god.
Hit that bell.
I guess like I think Karen like is like helping you up. Like where do you think we are
Right.
on this? Like are you still on the ground or are you getting up?
No, like two is like sort of getting up very like pained and like struggling. And like we'll take the assistance, but like he's on his way up. He's not like falling back down or anything.
Yeah, okay. And he's like, no, and like kind of like touches your like the bruise on your face, right?
Of course, to like
And you're
flinch and
oh no, I don't think I could actually, you know. And like you see her kind of soften for a second, like, yeah, no, I'm not gonna look at it. Don't worry. I mean, I've seen everything I need, right? Like he's the bad guy. You know? The bad guy
Do you
gets the
know-
last laugh. What do you mean? The prince? Yeah. He sucks.
We see like some people kind of huddling
Mhm.
as some D-list goons
Yeah.
for Prince Ismail from the Trilaxians are just like kind of shoving them along. There's like an Espadon guard like off duty looking around like, well, what am I gonna do about this? Like,
Yeah.
I don't want to get involved here.
Like evidence of
Evidence of
security. Yeah.
the stress of station, and it's like station security too, who are just like throwing their weight around in the way that bullies with badges tend to do.
Right. I think it's gonna become a little bit of a walk and talk. Like
Yeah.
Two's gonna like sort of start making his way over to Las Ruinas.
Yeah.
Or to the bar
Yeah.
that's nearby,
I like that.
so that we get back to that familiar set and stuff.
Yeah.
And he's just like, I'm so tired, so fucking tired of all this. I can't anymore.
I mean, yeah, I don't blame you. It's tough. I mean, but this is, and like she like gestures, like, you know, this is Corazon Station.
Why is it gotta be a given that this is the way it's gotta be?
I mean, if it
Things
wasn't,
shouldn't be this way.
They
People
shouldn't.
shouldn't be like scrabbling to killing each other in the street over a box.
Are you processing your feelings out loud?
Yeah, I think so.
I think you are.
Let's turn to this move. Because you're like, why is it this way? Why has it got to be this way? And the audience, I think, at home is like, yeah, no, he's right. Wait, what?
He's right.
What? Let two speak. We turn to the audience, which in this game is all of you. Ask every member of the audience if they are rooting for you in this moment.
Are you rooting for two in the moment?
Yeah,
Oh, definitely.
I am rooting for 2.
Of course, Vid isn't.
I'm not a part of the audience. I'm in the scene.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
I mean, unless I also don't get to. Cause
GM, you are part of the audience, I believe.
I will give you the +1.
That's 3.
Yeah.
So that you have a maximum +3. So go ahead and roll. I'll give you the bonus, but I'll recuse myself from choosing one of the options.
Oh no, fuck.
Yeah.
Hang on, actually, that's an 8.
Okay.
Hey.
Oh, do you have bonuses or penalties to processing?
I do, but it's does it cap at 3 in addition, or like
Caps
including
at
the
+3.
audience? Okay, so it's +3 just for the audience stuff, and then any other bonuses after.
Yes, but I'm
Okay.
pretty sure
I do have
the most you can
another
roll with
pl-
any move is +4.
Right. So I do have a +1 from one of my conditions, so that does bring it to a 9.
Okay, cool. So on a hit, you're going to choose one of the 3 options. This move is super cool because at any point in this game, if you're feeling stuck or you want to like really bring the other players in on like, wait, where do we go from here? You just monologue in the way that you would in a telenovela. Like, I don't know what to do. Rogelio is so handsome, but Raphael is right. Like, I can't have 2 boyfriends, can I? And
we yell at the screen.
right, and you the audience,
can.
the players, you're like, yes, do this thing.
And Alex is at home yelling about polyamory.
Right.
It would fix everything.
You get to choose a option where the audience tells you what they want you to do. So they're like yelling, like, "No, it's this, you fool!"
We're yelling at the TV so loud that you actually hear it.
Yes. So you get to choose one of the following, and you get a +1 to any moves that follow up on it. Would you like the audience to reveal a crucial event going on outside of view, tell you how you might find love with a partner of the audience's choosing,
Oh.
or tell you how to get blank to blank.
Oh wow. Okay. I mean, clearly it's gonna be the audience tells you how you might fall in love with a partner of their choosing. That's much more interesting.
Ooh.
Who does the audience choose for two?
Ooh.
Yeah. So the audience is going to tell you how two can find love with
the
a partner of
prince.
their choice.
With Ricky Danger,
He all
dark
fought.
horse. In this.
My character hasn't officially appeared on canon, on camera, but they were a part of the station, and they were pretty cool. They've got sparkling golden eyes and
A cool
Are
hot
very
topic
good at
outfit.
Ogre slaying.
Currently serving on the Voyager, and like it's in the same universe.
They have the best hot topic outfit.
6 of 8.
Oh fuck you!
Welcome to extremely niche content. Very
And
fun, very
we got, if we can't be the top of role playing games every time, we can be the top in our niche, which is
Yes.
extreme.
I thought you were gonna say we could be the bottom.
Oh no, our show is
No, we're
clearly
a
a top,
switch.
not a bottom. Yeah, we're a switch at best. I think switch leaning top. But hey, let's. I think I ship two with Nikhil. I don't know about the rest of the audience.
Oh my god!
Ooh.
I'm gonna leave. I have to leave my reaction.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're in the scene. You don't get to.
It's me. All right. Rue, what do you think?
Ooh, what does your unbiased?
I know, I was gonna say, I feel like this is an unfair biased question.
You know, we wear our biases apart. Listen, if Kevin and I can fucking argue about Team Michael versus Team Raphael for literal hours, you can be.
Michael's
'Cause
a
if you-
fucking sad puppy. He don't deserve love.
If you don't pick Nikhil as well, then we're split, and that's fine. Whenever there is a lack of consensus regarding the audience, quote unquote, then whoever initiated the move gets to choose somebody and say, "You're the person I want to make the final call on this."
Mhm.
Oh, okay.
So if you're split, then Kevin's gonna be like, "All right, either JR or Rue. It's one of the two. You and my fate is in your hands."
Yeah.
So what do you think?
I'll say Giren just because y'all have had more scenes, so it makes more sense.
So, because one of you is going one way and the other one's going the other, which is great. Kevin, who do you think gets the final say?
I think Rue gets the final say because we are in a scene with Kira and like we have had a bit more scenes, and it's like Nikhil's the easy choice. It feels like.
No, I
Nikhil's the
tried.
Michael.
Yeah, you
tried.
You tried. the
You just
the
say
chocolate
Nikhil
is
is the
just
Michael.
sailing across the TV.
No, my hands are clean. My abuela is throwing. She threw her chancla at the TV and is making menudo now. She's like going.
Oh, let me get a bowl of that.
Not,
Hey.
I mean, not for two. No.
She's like, not
after
for
this
you.
position.
I
She's like, I'm gonna send
I'm
you
not
a
the writer on
picture.
this show.
Oh my god.
Sue's actor is just an executive producer.
She thinks that means that he decides.
Executive producers don't do anything. They just get the title.
God. Oh, good.
This is
yes.
getting so much.
All right.
Really?
So because we're going with Kiran, how can two find love with Kiran? That's the question for us now.
The
Oh.
audience is telling us. Right?
Is that still the
Oh.
audience?
Audience
The audience is dictating this. So regardless of what you feel,
Ooh, do tell me. Do tell me.
The ball's in
I
your
did not
court,
realize how
Lucas. I
cool
think
this movie
Jars
is.
Still
I'm
It's
in.
way
Yeah.
cooler than I thought it is.
Yeah, this is a really interesting move. I forgot about all the audience participation.
Put me in.
I mean, it can be as simple as like, just tell Kieran how you feel, you big dingus. Or
And
whatever.
I assume the player always has veto options, as is like usual.
Right.
Mm, 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 mm.
Wow. JR got so tilted he just walked away.
Just you fucking laugh.
He's like, I don't want to
Fucking
be
walked off set.
Pillow Queen extraordinaire.
Very good.
Step back into the Twitch chat.
awful. I feel like maybe it's connected to what you were talking about like why does it have to be this way? I feel like that appeals to Kiran because Kiran's also like in a personal journey in that same direction. So maybe that, I don't know, maybe that like inspires. Like you're taking on this like hero role inspires her to, I don't know. You
Yeah.
figure it out.
And also, like, this is not like, oh, the audience is not saying this is your soulmate. It's like, well,
Right.
here's how you could find you could
Yes, this is
find
your
love.
road with
This is not how you feel in the moment, but this is how you could
Oh, okay, I see.
get something to happen here.
Yeah.
Well, if you would just prove to this person that you finally could settle down,
Mm.
blah blah. blah
I mean,
you know?
honestly, I mean, like, it's kind of like we were talking about how, was it Kiran's like, because the first time you confess, like, settle down with me,
Yeah.
I'll give you this, and she's like, that's not the life I want.
Exactly.
This could
Yeah.
be a moment where you're like, I want to create a life, like a station where you
That's what I was thinking.
are comfortable. Yeah, like, kinda,
Yeah.
If the hero role
Yeah.
is like sort of, because going with that, like that's, you don't want to settle down. You don't want to have like normal like nuclear family life.
Mhm.
And like if it's leading into hero role, like it's basically like two I think like going back in character and going
Mhm.
back in the scene, 2 is like,
Yeah, let's go.
all right, what do you need? What do you need to find this box?
Mm.
I think like
'Cause you were just like, does it have to be this way?
Yeah.
Mhm.
And there's an awkward silence, like a
Mhm.
pained silence,
Oh, that's
Yeah.
good.
and then two says, "All right."
2's like,
Yeah.
I'm in. Let's do this.
Mm.
I think like
That's cool.
Karen like stops, like you hear like the clinking of her fucking robot legs, like just stop, and she's like, "What?"
You think you can make this better? You think that it doesn't have to be this way? That you can change the station? And well, let's write that check.
You,
What do you need?
well, I mean, but you've never wanted to chase the bond. Like this isn't. This is a rough road, right? Like down here with the Remoras, it's dangerous, and up there with the sharks, it's even worse. And then
Yeah,
Shira
and if you
kinda
get the
holds-
box and you get the deed, then you're gonna change that, right? That's what you've been saying.
Can you like Can you like take her hands in yours?
Yeah.
Like I feel like you like. She's like kind of like very confused. Okay. Okay.
No, I think what it is like two's gonna like kind of start fronting on you, like get up
Ooh.
really close into your space, and not in like a sort of romantic way, in a like very serious way. Like, no, if you're serious about this, and he's getting very serious, what do you need? What do you want?
Okay. I think
Like
like
grabs you by the shoulders and like.
Oh,
pushes
yeah,
you
yeah,
against the
okay.
wall.
I like no, I really like that. She's like, you're serious. All right. I know this. I know this comes without, like this. What's the phrase? This says without. This doesn't need to be said. I forgot the term. But
This goes without saying.
thank you. That is exactly what I'm.
It's 6 of one saying and twice
No.
a day.
It goes without words
Awful.
that it comes without phrases. This goes without saying that, like, I don't trust the prince, but I do believe that there's something. I do believe that he knows more, right? Somebody has to know on this station, and you know, as much as I can, as much as
Prince
I can,
contracted the death of the last mayor.
I'm trying to think about like whether or not Karen
I
would
have
like
proof.
show that, like, she's like, oh, yeah, that would do it. That's suspicious. That's hiding.
I have proof of the contract, and I know where the weapon is.
You know where the weapon is? Wait,
Theoretically.
but that would put him away. I mean, like, then we could blow this open, and then suddenly there's just so much more information out on the streets. I mean, the problem is, like, everyone thinks that the Remoras are like a gang that are evil and violent for the station, but they do believe that things are better. And this, and she like kind of turns around and goes like, what the prince is doing here, cracking down, like making it harder. You know, it's.
I don't care what they think. They think they're good. The prince thinks he's good. What do you think?
I think we need to take the prince down. I think. And then I think Karen then like kind of steps into you, like kind of again like takes a little bit of like she was pushed back
Right.
a little bit, and now like you're back, right? It's like, if we can take him down, if we can open up the streets down here again, then that's our chance.
You need to know something.
Yeah.
I'm the one who sent Alberto the long way around.
Wait. And like she like steps back.
Ooh.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, shit, I forgot about this.
Wait, hold up. I think wait,
If we're
don't
gonna do
think-
this, you need to know the whole picture.
I don't
Oh.
think Karen knows that Alberto. Oh, this is gonna even more juicier. I don't think Karen knows that Alberto is going the long way
Oh,
around.
no.
Alberto's
Oh,
just
God.
been gone for
Yeah.
a year.
Yeah, no, it's
Don't-
like he just fucking left. And it's like, wait, he's you did what?
what?
No,
Mark
you know what it was. Who told you?
Mark a condition, Kiran.
Oh yeah, 100% before that. Oh shit, hopeless is probably a good one
Oh,
because I plus one to
no.
strike out, where I'm like,
Mhm.
wait.
Do it. Punch this boy. Punch this bruised boy. Kick
Oh,
this puppy while he's down.
Oh my god, I feel like we were like just about to like kiss
No,
too.
yeah.
We were like about to like embrace, and you're like, I need to tell you something. And she's like,
And now like the other half of the family screaming at the TV like, no,
Exactly.
too, why?
That's how they'll shit. When you think it's there,
Oh yeah.
then
as soon as
I
he's
gotta
gonna
be honest
tell
with
you
you.
something. Oh my god, I gotta be honest with you. Fuck.
Dang.
Wait, who told you to do that? I mean, it couldn't have been you. The prince told you to do it, right? Like this isn't.
yes, but I could have walked away. I didn't. And I'll be honest, I smallest part of me wanted it.
Oh, I'm sorry. So you run off with Nikhil, and I try and find, you know, happiness, maybe once in my life, something that made sense. And and you couldn't have that. You had to send him off, huh?
You can be happy with me.
I think like like let go of you. Like
You ran to
fully.
the
I'm just-
prince.
I think this is when you say you ran to the prince. I
Yeah.
slap you. This is where I
Yeah.
slap
Yeah, that's building to
Yeah.
it.
This is cool.
But have you caught them off guard? I honestly, I don't know. Are you like expecting to strike you out? To strike out at you?
No, I'll say no.
Okay.
Okay, so it's surprise.
And have they wronged you? I think Kieran definitely is like,
Yeah.
you fucking sent my boyfriend.
Sent my boyfriend into
exiled
space.
him.
You said my other boyfriend.
Right.
We were on a break.
Yeah.
And I think this whole time, like you were working your way into Las Marinas, which is this bar. It's a dive.
Yeah.
There's like a lot of neon. There's some low music that's playing. The bartender, Ricky Danger, is like a Pathfinder from Apex Legends type robot, just like a big, chappy type.
Aw.
That's like brightly colored. I think like safety yellow, with like black chevrons occasionally.
Nice.
Ricky Danger. Probably has like a ranchero hat for no reason.
Yes.
I love this
Yes!
idea. He's got like the boxy like thin head.
No
and
reason.
just like this
There's all the
big,
reason to have a ranchero.
ranchero hat. Who's like polishing glasses and like serving people or whatever. So he's like in the background. He's been on the show before a couple
Yeah.
times.
Yeah.
He's a mainstay side character. He probably brought you some drinks to start this whole thing off.
He knows our drinks, yeah.
Right, he knows
Yeah.
that. And it's like this place is where people go to hide. And
Yeah.
when Prince Ismail is like, when the Trilaxians have been pushing everyone into like being careful, I think there's a lot more people in here. So like, this conversation has been happening around a bunch of other aliens and stuff, and it's been building and building, and that's when you slap
Yeah.
too. So what I'm building towards is like, I think you might be the center of
Center of
attention.
attention. Yeah.
Yes.
Because the two of you are like the most obviously like, oh well, one of us doesn't belong. Well, both of us don't belong here because you're wearing
Right.
a suit and you're in your fancy attire.
Yeah.
Ooh. Okay, yeah. So that's and then so I'm getting a +4 because center of attention and also +1 from hopeless.
Okay.
Let's see. Ooh, +4. That's 8 to 12. Okay, yeah.
Okay.
I do.
So the strike lands. Two's already in meltdown.
Yes.
I think if anything, it makes like whatever you were feeling before like way worse.
Yeah.
But obviously, you have no conditions to mark.
Right.
So what it matters for you, it doesn't really matter for you. More, it matters for how Kiran responds. So you're going to mark a condition, but because you got a 10 plus, do you want to take something from 2, or do you want to not mark the condition for having hit him?
Okay, let me think. What can I take from you? I'm curious. If there's
I
anything
mean,
interesting.
like you,
You're
like Two's
dig-
loyalty.
Yeah, I was gonna say like something. Ooh.
Because like as far as physical things go, like the puck
Yeah.
is about it, but like that doesn't make sense. To,
No, it's not here.
Yeah. Let's see.
Ooh, can I do you have okay, here this might be a little bit abstract, but hear me. Do you have like a fob that tells you when the pod is gonna come back around? Or like
Oh,
a
no,
key
yeah.
to it?
Yeah.
Can I take
He's got like yeah, there's the key fob
Yeah,
that he pulled out that you gotta put back in to open
Yeah.
up the pod when it comes back. Because somebody's
Yeah.
gotta let Alberto out of the pod. You can't just that doesn't just open on its own.
It's
think,
like a key card or something.
Yeah.
That has-
Yeah.
It's like a Chili's. Your table is ready.
Oh,
Yes, yeah.
the freaking like
It's both
buzzing.
an access card and it like vibrates when
Yeah.
the pod is docked or whatever. Like,
Yeah,
vroom, vroom.
I
Your
feel like
Alberto is ready.
I think for dramatic effect, like I slap you and then it pings alive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
and then I go like, because I think I want to mark obsessed,
Mm,
Ooh.
yeah.
because it's a
Ooh.
+1 to accuse somebody of lying and a -2 to face certain death. And I think like Kieran's like, holy shit, I can't like trust anyone, kind of, and is like, no,
Yeah.
none of this. I'm gonna fucking go. And I think she's like, oh, well, I think like she just kind of grabs it. Like I assume like we kind of know what this is. Like this is like a comic.
Yeah, that's just like a known like sort
Yeah.
of artifact of the station. Like it falls out of his pocket or whatever when you hit him. You
Mhm.
start walking away.
I grab it. I think I'll also go like, wait, how did you get down here? Do you have a car here? I'm just out of curiosity. Did you
Sure.
like? Okay, cool. I think I take your keys as well.
No, yeah, it's
Oh,
on the keys
no.
probably.
Yeah. And then I like as I leave, I
Damn.
just go. I just say like, Ricky, he'll take care of my tab, and also call him a ride, and then like just leave.
Dang.
Is it interesting for you for two not to chase? Or like to fail to follow?
I want to know what you. I'm curious.
Two's gonna attempt to follow.
Okay.
Or like get in the car while you drive. I don't think Two's gonna like hang on to the top of the car. But he will like jump in the passenger seat. If that's cool with you as like sort of
Ooh.
narratively.
We can make it a move and say
Yeah.
that you're acting
Oh,
with
yeah.
desperation.
That's
Yeah,
that's
I think
the
that's
one.
what it is. Because
Yeah,
I want it to be a little bit of a struggle. Like,
Okay.
Kieran's gonna be like, "You're not coming with me." Like, absolutely.
So we see the slap. Everyone in the bar turns to you, just like 17 different Henson Company alien puppets, just like all rotate, and like 3 people in just cheap latex makeup, just like oh, let's go play. Ricky Danger is like, hey, no fighting in my bar. And
Aw.
Pesos on special, folks.
it's just like a that stunned silence. You grab the keys, you storm out. Everyone follows Huron with their eyes. They like turn to look back at two,
Shit.
who like maybe has a moment because you're in meltdown. You're like,
Yeah.
maybe there's
Yeah.
a stunned moment of like,
Yeah,
oh
he's
my God,
definitely
what just
like
happened?
stunned for a moment.
And then you like, wait, no, hold on, I can't let you take my car, and I can't let you do this, and like this is all going wrong.
Ricky like comes up with the tab and like that's what breaks him out of like the little feud.
Right,
He just
right.
bolts out of the bar.
Here's your drinks. Would you like me to call you a cab partner?
And just like takes off
I love
sprinting.
Ricky Danger.
Wait, you forgot to pay your tip. And you run out, right? So we see like this rapid cut, very tense, true telenovela chase scene type stuff of like there's people in the streets, there's the fog, there's the colors, there's the lights, there's like music coming from every different building as you're like the two of you are kind of shoving past people and trying to get to the car, and Kieran's gonna be like clicking the keys to be like, where the fuck is this
Where did you
other
fucking
car?
park this
Where did
thing?
you park? Stupid. Why would you always park over here, and it's the worst place, and we have to walk or whatever. And
We're
two's
spent
like
20
shoving
minutes looking for a
past.
better spot. Fuck.
Oh my god, yeah.
Right, and two's like melting down, like
Yeah.
sweat. You're still bloody. You're tense. You're a mess. Maybe you've lost like your jacket at some point.
Yeah.
I don't know. So let's roll for you to act with desperation. It sounds like the situation you want to avoid is Kieran gets away / Kieran gets to Alberto
Yeah.
Ooh.
before you do.
Exactly.
So are you doing this for love?
Yes.
Are you doing it for vengeance?
Ooh.
Hectic.
I
Yeah,
mean,
I feel like-
yeah.
Like on the Alberto side.
Yeah,
Yeah.
right?
Feels like, yeah.
Yeah.
You did send him out there. You know there's going to be consequences.
And like I need
Uh,
Kieran to be on my side to get vengeance against the prince.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they feed into each other.
It's
Yeah.
all falling apart. You're absolutely in over your head.
Yes.
Roll and add +3 and any modifiers you might have.
Yeah. I have a -2
Oh
from Lovelorn,
no!
but I have a +1 from Cornered, so I get only a -1.
Hey, that's
All right.
that's +2.
+2.
It'll be
This
worse.
is what I came for.
Well, this is where you need it.
This is where it goes.
That's
This
an
is
8.
a roller coaster. Yeah.
Okay.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, on a 7 to 9, MC will give you a worse outcome or an ugly choice.
Okay.
Ooh. Hmm.
Woohoo.
I think Jesus. I think you're getting a call
Mm-hmm.
from the prince.
Okay.
Or Nikhil.
Okay.
Oh, Nikhil might be good because then it's like
I think
it's like a
Nikhil,
pulling of your loves.
Mm.
I think Rue, if you're cool with it, maybe
Yeah.
Nikhil is messaging Francis is like, hey, the Tesoros tried to shake me down for the puck. We need to talk because you have it and I know it's safe, but we need to figure out a plan of attack. Like, what's our strategy here? Like, we need to meet.
Yeah.
So I think while you're running, we see your pocket is buzzing. You pull out your comm, and you see this message. You can either meet with Nikhil, who is is demanding that you, or like asking like, we need to talk about this right now, or you can get in the car with Kieran.
I think. I think he gets in the car with Kieran.
Okay.
I think like sort of going with like the meltdown, like going with the person who's nearest by, like that's in his mind still could be sympathetic.
Yeah.
Goes with Kieran, and like Kieran's like sort of the horse he's hitched onto, like as far as like the planning goes.
I think like as they step in, I think the way like you see it from like Kieran's point of view is they get in the car, right?
Yeah.
And then as they're getting in the car, they see two like check their phone, and Kieran's like being like, "I'm not important." Like you can like this is all like you can kind of tell her face like, "Oh, yeah, I'm not important enough," right? Like very sure that like, oh, he's gonna take this. Like he has to go somewhere else. Like his loyalty doesn't lie with me. And as she closes the door, I think it opens the other side and you step in, you know?
Yeah.
And there's just like a tense moment and she just kind of, puts it in drive and is like, just know that you work for me now.
Oh, that's absolutely like it hangs on that moment.
Yeah.
As the DeLorean
like the-
style
yeah.
hover car door
Spicy.
slides closed to just like it completely frayed. Kieran all business, like we haven't seen them in a long time. And the shot is just that wide angle of the hover car like picking up steam as it kicks up and starts to lift up into the upper levels of the junks to get to the dock. And that is absolutely where we're going to take a break. So if you didn't already have some Takis or popcorn for this sucker, keep going.
You better
I
get
don't know
it.
where this is going to go. Go ahead and get yourself a snack, some water, stretch your legs, take a bio, do whatever it is you need to do. Do not go away. We're going to be back in like 5 minutes, maybe 7, but like very quick. So
Mm-hmm.
stick with us. Thank you for joining us for the first half, and come back for the explosive second half.
Oh no.
Are just on the edges of our seats, ready. We got some Takis, we got some water. Some of us got dinner, even. Some of us are going to keep eating dinner because bodies need calories to survive. Did you know? If you haven't had a drink of water, you should do that.
Go drink.
Anyway, I know I'm going to need this water because
We thirsty.
everyone's thirsty, and the tension in this episode has been off the charts. I'm so excited to see where it's going to go. Where we left, we saw Tu and Kiran taking off in their hover car because they know that Alberto, who Prince Ismail sent a long way around over a year ago, is finally coming back. It's like imminent. His arrival is imminent. So we're going to find out what happens there. But elsewhere on the station, we see Nikhil's hands on her comm, sending that message to Tu, and a long, awkward silence that passes. And then, as the shot pans up to your face and however you feel about Tu not messaging you, I feel like Tu's the kind of person that like messages back right away, probably.
Yeah.
So this is not normal. That we see you are not where we might have expected you to be when you were like, hey, we gotta talk. We should figure things out. Like, where are you? We are, I think, in Prince Ismail's, like, one of his staterooms.
Mm-hmm. I think it's my big like formal banquet dining room
Yeah.
with a
your
grand,
holdings.
like a grand, one of those big tables that kind of it would be a U if we add the wings on, but it's just long, and I do think we're at opposite ends of it.
Yes. Rosencrantz and Guildenstern are behind you, just sort of like awkwardly shifting and trying to look tough.
Is one of them holding like an obnoxious jug of water or some
No.
like liquid?
No, I'm not a poor prince. I'm a prince, not a pauper. I have servants to bring all of that stuff in.
Okay.
I have a
Sparkling
full
water, you
stuff.
I have specific
sorry, I'm
people for
sorry.
every single task. There's a
Well,
different
I mean,
person.
you don't hire the muscle. I mean, unless they're very good, you don't hire the muscle to also be your footman, your servers, your indoor servants.
Although Guildenstern does cook a mean.
Guildenstern does cook a very mean, vicious wise. Vicious wise.
I'm so glad. I couldn't think of a good dish.
Of all the dishes you could have went to, Vicious Real
Look.
good.
Nikia walks by and she's like, I know. You've got people for each different task. That's why you brought me in today.
Now, as I told you, I think our mutual friend, young Francis here, is having a crisis of faith. And I should like to hack the station security to find out that all of that was just happening.
Yeah. So we have some custom moves for our custom playset. When you play Pasión de las Pasiones, because you are making a TV show, you have some prep that you do as the GM to create some NPCs and some locations, like some sets that we keep going back to, and then any special moves that we might need. In the quick start that you can get for free on DriveThruRPG, we are set at sort of a fancy hotel, so there's a move that when you're by the pool, you can shove someone in when you strike out at them. Which is great, as well as a move like where you can check the security cameras of the hotel to be like, aha, I know it was so-and-so murdered this person because blah blah blah, let's go to the room and let's all go there for dramatic convenience. So what I've done is I've taken that move and I've hacked it a little bit, haha, to be about hacking into the station security cameras to find out who was in different places at different times. And that's the move that we're doing now. So we kind of discussed this in break, but like imagining that because we're in this big banquet hall that like you can call up on a hollow screen or something on this banquet hall, or like on a big screen TV or something for you, the footage that you're looking for. And so you're checking in on what 2 was just up to, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So when you hack into the station cameras to find out who was at a location at a certain time, we roll with the questions: are you viewing the footage with more than just an accomplice? In this case, yes. Because,
Oh, okay.
like,
Yeah, like,
Nikhil knows about your stuff, and Nikhil has worked for you.
and
Also-
I'm the one that you come to when you're. I've seen your soft side. Like, I
Yeah.
think I'm one of the few people on the station that
Yeah.
has. I'm the, what is it? I'm the person you go to when you're stuck.
I think
Which
so.
Feels like this, you know?
oh,
like,
actually, yeah.
So
I
good,
was in a
forgot
bind.
about
I don't know
that.
who else to go to. It's
Yeah.
Obviously, it's Princess Maya. The
I'm
person you're trying to
sad.
get away from. Like, I'm not that person I was. I'm a good person now. And do you also, Princess Maya, have something to hide in the footage?
Do I also have something to? I mean, I don't know that necessarily applies here because
Oh.
it's. But yes.
Maybe. Nikhil's whole thing is that she wants to protect two from the harms of high society, and you did literally.
That's
beat him
true.
up.
I did. So I
Yes.
do have something to hide. Yes.
Okay.
Good
And
call.
I feel like Nikhil says that to Ismail to Is often, and he's just like, while she's just like waxing poetic.
And would you say that you are taking control of this situation right now?
Oh, absolutely. Always.
So you're like, we have to bring him into the fold, and here's why.
We're having a nice dinner, and I'm having the security footage projected into the air from a holographic emitter above us.
Right.
You know, I'm in my place of power.
Yeah.
What-
Nikhil is off on the wrong foot constantly. Yeah. So that is a roll
So that's
plus 3.
+3. Whoop. Let me drop my dice. That is a 12.
Okay.
Nice.
So on a hit, you get video evidence suggesting who was there and what they did. And on a 10 plus, you can choose 2 of the options. The sound is good enough for you to hear what people are saying. The video is good enough to definitively ID people. And you discover a secret that you weren't looking for. I will tell you what.
I think I'm going to choose 1 and 3. The sound is good enough to hear what people are saying, and here's why. I'd like to think that I'm listening through 2's backup phone that 2 uses to listen in on all of my calls. Because I gave him the backup phone. I love
You
it kind of
reversed
being
it.
being a reverse. Like it gets us both, you know. And so I'd love to do that, and I'd also like to find a secret that I wasn't looking for.
Okay. So you were looking for evidence that 2 is having this crisis of faith, right? So I think part of what we do see is like the lead up where 2 is down in the junks and like there's this altercation. Maybe we don't get immediately the fight itself, but we do see someone kind of blurrily. It's a bad angle. The camera is kind of looking down, where we can see 2's face, but we can't see Ismail's face, and we can't really see because you're wearing your more casual spiky shoulder pads, which you've obviously since changed out of.
Hey, you don't wear that for dinner.
No, not at all.
You have a dinner outfit.
There's a different spike.
I'm wearing a well-made silk robe with spikes on it.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
You can hear a familiar voice. Like it kind of sounds like Ismail, but maybe not because it's the quality of the phone that's in his jacket. So, and the video evidence wouldn't confirm it, but like there is an argument. Clearly, he's talking to someone who's clearly like a superior. 2 gets the shit kicked out of him, and is just lying there with a bloody nose, unconscious. The footage fast forwards, and then you hear Kieran's voice, like, "Oh, well, I gotta pick you up." We follow some other cameras, so it's like we're kind of replaying what we just saw, but from kind of glitchy holographic footage from like maybe it's like a lucky cat, right, with the paws that has a webcam in its forehead that we kind of pan back to occasionally, like, oh well, in that scene they were walking and talking, right, let's go back there and go zoom in on the camera, and then here's the footage where they're like, well, we're going in on this, we're gonna take him down, we're gonna take the prince down, what do you need, right? We cut over to like a street light type thing. Well, I need to know that you're all in on this. I'm all in. You know, I'm serious about it. We cut to one of the aliens in Las Verenas, who has like a very conspicuous corsage, like a flower. That
Just send people in.
is just right, like
Amazing.
looking very suspiciously with a drink, taking a pull, and the camera pans down to the flower and zooms in, and the camera, the little flower camera blossoms,
Oh,
like, and the
That's
camera
cute.
zooms in to show that argument where you get slapped and like the key fob gets grabbed. So
So
you
good.
see, basically, you know what happened. You know two sides of the story. You hear some of Kieran's dialogue. You can't confirm, but you're pretty sure because of the context of everything that's happening that it's Kieran. You see them get into the car, and what you don't expect, what you weren't looking for, is docking bay number 3. An unauthorized vessel has just connected to the dock, and nobody's there yet. I think it's one of those underutilized spaceship docks. So it's like it's on autopilot. The thrusters have brought it in, and it's clicking. But kind of, you see that kind of out of the corner of your eye because it's like a bunch of these other screens that are showing up. And I think if you tabbed over to it, like we would get another angle of it, and it would show that it is like you see the serial number, and it's the pod that you sent Alberto in. That is just like docked.
Is it like a CD doc, like other people who have been sent the long way around? Like this is kind of where they all.
I think it's probably like where they end up, yeah, because it's an underutilized thing. The people that run it, like the team over there, are obviously being paid off.
Yeah. Okay.
By station security, and like the criminal underworld in equal measure. So like people see it, but they're like, we'll deal with that later. That's probably something.
Yeah.
It seems the time has come to welcome a lost young lamb back into the fold.
I think while that all was happening, like when the footage came across of Thu being beat up, like Nikhil, I guess we were on this table, she like jumps around the table and like walks up to the hologram to kind of like figure out, because she's like, maybe I can see the angle if I'm closer, and she's just like, the DeSoto Combine. So her thought process is that, well, she was just threatened by the DeSoto Combine, so maybe that's what's going on with him too, and so that's what she's just like, oh, it must be them. And then when it switches to the scenes with Giran, she kind of like takes a step back and she's like, oh, yeah, well, of course. And then like kind of goes back to her seat.
I think my question is, what do you intend to do? After all, the evidence that Francis has is damning of both of us. While, on the one hand, it would be an absolute scandal for the head of station security to be implicated in such a violent altercation, you are the one that carried it out. I know you're trying to leave that life behind, and I'm trying to help you as best I can.
Yeah, I mean...
In fact, I think you will see I'm perhaps the only one on this station who is trying to help you.
Yeah, I mean, that's sort of because you're the only one that can, though. She's just like flipping through the people, and she's like, who else would be able to really do anything here? I mean...
Kiran knows Remora enough to find you a ship off this place. Francis, if you asked, well, perhaps not now, but there was a time I think you could have asked him, and he'd have disappeared into another star system entirely. For you and with you. And Kadea, well, her mind is layers and layers of intrigues. Perhaps she has your best interests at heart, but who's to say?
Who is to say?
You can, of course, always trust me.
Yeah, I mean, I don't have much of a reason not to. I mean, on the one hand, most of the people that would use this information already know that I'm a killer. It's not that I don't want people to know, it's just that I don't want to be associated with that anymore. But this was after I was supposed to have stopped.
It's true, and it it is one assassination where I'm afraid that if you are implicated, and myself, the powers that be on this station will try and have us both removed. After all, the Tesoros Combine is quite clearly trying to bring me down somehow, and I believe they're using Kiran. I'd not be surprised to find that the Espadon Empire is trying to maneuver someone against me as well. And here, I think Prince Ismail looks very pointedly at Nikhil, not like in an I know, but an I suspect kind of a way. But I think if they were unable to find themselves with enough evidence to remove me, as one might cut out a cancer, they might try and remove the whole limb.
She unconsciously kind of just starts rubbing at her a wrist and arm.
Yep. Perfect.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Jesus.
But she's stuck back on the the connection of Giran to the Sora, because I don't think she had quite made that connection up until that point. And then even though she was annoyed with the scene, she's just like, Giran, you're always getting in over your head. How many times have I told you? Getting in with a group just gets you into trouble. Fuck. And she's just thinking, she's like, oh, these people that I'm trying to she's, I try to keep these two out of trouble. You know how many times I've tried. I've tried to steer Kiran in a better direction. I've tried to keep Thu away from all of this. Why do they keep getting into things? I just want to move away from all of this, and they keep running right back. I can't move past what's happened before if the people in my life keep going in that direction.
Yes, I think that speaks to who you are, Nikhil. Another person, a colder person, someone with no remorse or regret, someone who has left that life behind, but not truly. Has might simply have disappeared and left their friends to face whatever. I think it says something that you care about them enough to stay here, even though it puts you in greater danger. I think that's partly why you're trying to leave that life behind. And as I said before when I contracted you, if we can make this go right, if we can thread this needle, then you will be clear and I'll be able to protect you for a great deal longer. I will have the power I need to ensure that the enemies you've made along the way never find their way back to you.
Hmm.
Were you processing your feelings out loud a minute ago?
Oh, me?
Yeah.
Oh,
Ooh.
Because it kind of sounded a little bit
Yeah.
yeah.
like you were just like, hey, like, you weren't saying that to Ismael. Why did the two of you keep getting in these situations?
Yeah.
Screw ups. Like,
Yeah.
I want to get out of this, but you two keep dragging me in. Oh my god, what am I going to do?
Yeah.
And also, I mean, like, you do go to Ismael to kind of process him.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that makes sense.
Okay, so for Kevin and Viditya, are you rooting for Nikhil?
Yes.
Yeah.
All right. And I've set the precedent before. I will give you the +1. So roll and add +3.
Yeah.
Gotta be a thing that you're playing.
I can't wait to do the. I am
Oh.
not a fan of
12.
what's happening.
I got a 12.
Right. So on a 10+, this is perfect, actually. You're going to choose one of the following. The audience reveals a crucial event going on outside of you. The audience tells how you might find love with a partner of their choosing. Or the audience tells you how to get blank to blank.
Hmm. Mm. Oh, dang. All these are good.
What do you want to know the answer to, I guess?
What do you think, like, that the DT and myself will provide interesting answers to? There's like a weird meta game over that question.
Yeah.
Excuse me,
I think the first one, the bottom one intrigues me. I just don't know what blank to blank would be. How to get blank to blank.
I mean, it could be how to get those two to stop,
Yeah,
something
yeah,
like
yeah.
that.
Oh, okay.
Like,
Oh no, actually, I think that
Oh.
that might be what it is.
Yeah.
Here. I'm gonna steer you in a direction if you're okay. I'll tell you.
Yeah.
Kevin, tell me if you like this. Because Kevin and I are, or like, Karen and two are like teaming up to take down the prince. What if the audience tells you how to get those two to stay out of trouble is
to take down the prince?
well no you need to
You need to
I think-
assassinate the
I think-
prince, right?
No, I think
Just
I think
turn
it's the
and
other way
kill
around.
him.
It's you're like they have to trust the prince. You're like, oh, the prince will keep them safe. What do you think about that?
I like that because before we were gonna do this role, I actually was gonna have her ask, is like, well, I can keep myself safe, but what about Duan and Keaton? Those are the ones that I'm really worried about. So yeah, that
Why
that
do you
works.
care about Kidron safety? Huh? What's that about?
We're friends. We're just
Buddy?
you know.
Someone's
Friends
throwing
with
some rocks from
drama.
glass houses.
So if that's the consensus from the audience, then
Yeah.
the
I
way
like that.
to the audience is telling you the answer to your question of like how do you keep them safe? How do you keep those
Yeah.
two safe? Is to trust the prince and stay as close to the prince as possible, right? Like
Hang on. No, I don't think that's true at all.
No, yeah, I'm talking.
Let's see,
about
that's that half of the audience.
All right, well,
What do
so
you think?
what's your thought then?
Yeah. What do you?
How
This
do you-
half of the
how-
audience thinks you gotta kill the prince.
Okay, yeah.
The way, yeah. So the other your pitch is pitch one is the best way to keep Kiran and Tu safe is to like get close to the prince and lie low, and then you can do something about it. And the other take is the best way to keep Kiran and Tu safe from the prince is to just kill the prince right out, like flat
Because the
out.
prince is a huge threat.
Go
But,
right
like,
for it.
I like my. I love the other opinion too.
Yeah.
I just like the reason. The narrative dynamic that I want to set up, that I'm gunning to set up, is two characters want to kill the prince, and Nikhil is like, I have to protect the prince.
Yeah.
From these two characters, it's like diametrically opposed.
Right, because that's the thing is, it's not the audience wants you to do the thing, regardless of what you choose to do.
Yeah.
Ooh,
You know?
okay.
Like, oh, I want you to like, because the audience is telling you like, this is how you should find love with this person. Like, you can go along with it, or you can go along with it in different ways, or say like, that's not actually what I want to do.
Yeah, you just get a +1 if you listen to
If
him.
you do it right.
If you
You
listen
know
to
what,
him.
actually,
It's,
can I,
it's like
can
a
I
stick
change
and
my
a carrot
answer?
kind of thing, right? So, because there's a split, who do you want to be the tiebreaker on this issue? Do you want
Thinking-
Viditya or Kevin?
Yeah,
to
Kevin
be
was the
Yeah,
the person who
I'll-
makes the
Thinking
final
about it, I would like to modify my answer. I think the best way to keep them out of trouble is to keep them away from each other. Keep Kieran and Tu away from each other.
Ooh.
okay.
That's the more interesting, dramatic thing.
Okay. Yeah, I was
So
gonna
who
say,
do you wanna give?
Also really
otherwise,
good.
killing
Oh,
the
that's
prince
awesome.
would just solve that immediately. Like, they're like, oh, well, okay, he's dead
Hey.
now. Our job is done.
I did.
So who
Okay.
do you give the ball to?
Oh, shoot. Mm,
This puts you in a weird, cool position because then it's like you could trust the prince and be sided with the prince, or you can try and separate these two and like kind of be sided with Kidea a little bit more.
ooh. Except Kidea was like, no, they should be together.
Oh no, yeah, that's right. I mixed that up.
Yeah, she's trying to keep you two apart.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
So for once, she is also with the prince.
So forget my argument. I just think we should kill him too.
I think, yeah, I'll go with. I have to pick one of
You
you.
have to pick one of either Kevin or Viditya to make the final decision on
We're
what
gonna pick your
the
favorite.
audience thinks you should do.
Okay. I'll pick Kevin's just because. Only because, like,
Okay, all right. No, I like. Listen, I'm no hard feelings, Rue. I also liked Kevin's.
only
I also like
because
yours to be fair.
yeah,
I just hear you gribbling about it.
just because
gonna
this
cover
would
Just give me a second, all right? You guys keep going in the scene. It's okay.
There's something in my eye.
no.
So Kevin, you're saying the audience thinks the best way to keep Tu and Kiran safe is to keep the two of them away from each other because they're
Yeah,
just
because
gonna
obviously they're
continue violence.
catalyzing each other into like these more dangerous situations.
Yeah.
So that's what the audience is yelling at the TV
Yeah.
of the show right now. So when you follow up on that, on anything that would keep the two of them apart, you get a +1 to that.
Cool.
Now there was a lot of work to kind of figure out kind of the core of this thing. But what's cool about rolling a 10+ on this move is that you get to set the scene where you follow up on that information immediately.
Oh.
So we've got this moment where like you know that, right? That or like that's kind of what your character is thinking in the back of your mind. Kind of partially influenced by the audience yelling at you, right? But the TV character is thinking like, oh, well, this is probably something I could do. And Ismail is having like kind of some thoughts, some like closing thoughts. But once he says the thing, we're going to go to wherever you want to go to follow up on trying to keep the two of them split.
Cool.
So Ismail, what are you doing?
I believe you when you say you want to leave this life behind. I don't pretend to understand why. But, as I've said, trusting me may be your only hope to get out of it and keep your friends alive. So if there is anything I can do to help you, please. My resources are at your disposal.
Ooh.
That's really good.
Yeah, that is good.
I'll have Arturo pack our desserts in something we can go if we need to leave now. It would be a crying shame. Crime, a worse crime even than murdering the mayor if you were to miss out on this, on these tres leches.
Nikhil says.
And Nikhil's actress breaks for a second because she
Breaks
really.
character.
Some of the stage ninjas are taking it away, and she's like, no, just leave it.
It's just on size. You said the flan. It was flan in the script. How could you?
I guess it makes the most sense for them to also get to the docks. I don't know what other scene that would make sense for her to jump
Yep.
into.
Makes
Yeah.
sense. So you're gonna go to the docks to try and keep the two of them apart. Like you're also going because there's this pod and you want to kind of know what's going on there. But your particular goal is like, I'm going here because the two of them are gonna be there. It's gonna get bad. What do we? I gotta stop them from doing this. So
Yeah.
because you're setting the scene,
Oh.
I think I'm gonna give it to you. Would you get there before them? After them?
Oh.
As they are arriving? You all like show up at the same time? What's going on? What do you think?
Huh. Oh shoot. What would be better? I'm trying to think if it's
First.
yeah. I'm trying to think if it's better for us to have like just been there and to like be like,
We're just,
oh,
like, waiting. While we're sitting in the pod waiting for.
Oh no, you should go first. Actually, I mean, like, because I think, or if you want to go first, I think like Kieran could like use that as a catalyst to be like angry and to like, oh, you tipped them off or some shit. Like,
oh, that works well because I
Yeah.
think that's what Nikhil was gonna use. I was gonna have her be like, your phone like sends informations the other way, right? we got the we got the
knew
tip
where you
off.
were going.
Yeah. Yeah, so I think we'll have been there already.
All right, so you've already arrived. So we see like, oh, my resources are at your disposal, yada yada, and like maybe Rosencrantz or Guildenstern pulls out like a set of keys and just jingles it, and we kind of have this knowing trifecta of camera shots of like bouncing between each of your characters, looking at each other very tensely and very knowingly, maybe a little suspiciously, as like a little music sting is building, just kind of like the tense violin strings, like right, like what's gonna happen? Boom, smash cut. Exactly.
The smash cut is our
Just like
hands.
this.
It's all of us like.
Oh, it's so good.
The smash cut is we are at Docking Bay 3. It is large. There is general emptiness, and I think like there's stuff kind of going on around you, the flitter of machinery, and we can hear like the whir of engines and stuff in the background, but there is that pod still hissing with coolant and gas coming off of it. The car, the company car, even, as we said, it's one of Ismael's Trilaxian ship, like hover ships. So it's like it's got branding all over it. Right? We know this is a Trilaxian embassy ship or car that pulls up to the docks, and the doors pop open. Out steps Kiran. Out steps two. They slowly approach. We know the two of you are in the wings. So I'm going to leave it to both Nikhil and Prince Ismail to decide if you are obviously there or if you're just waiting. I think you're waiting in the shadows.
Oh my god.
There's a shot, right? So the
Oh
shot
my God.
is
Holy shit.
the doors open, right? We see your cybernetic legs, Kiran. We see
Yeah.
Tu's beat up work shoes
Yeah.
and crumpled, sweat-stained like slacks, right? We see in the shadows around the corner from like some shipping crates, there's Ismail and Nikhil standing ready. You approach the pod. The hatch creaks. That decompression sound. Chunk. The pod door falls forward to form a small ramp. And stepping out is a figure, a silhouette. Breathing heavily, clutching something in their right hand, we can't quite tell. And out of the smoke, who has been missing for like 30 episodes, 40 episodes,
Yeah.
Alberto, this obviously very ruggedly handsome,
Oh yeah.
chiseled jaw, like tough, probably like everyone was yelling like this should be your romantic interest, Kiran, when like Kiran did that little tryst. Very handsome. Obviously the jumpsuit that he was wearing is unzipped. Actually no, it's like it's undone so that it's hanging and tied around his waist.
Oh hell yeah.
Yeah.
So it's like
Got a
pants
white
with
beater on.
right, he's got the tank top, right, exactly. The sweat stained black tank top. He's like withered because he's like just like totally worn out, bags under his eyes. He's been living on protein paste in space in this escape pod for a year. And he is holding a glowing firearm of a strange and deeply ancient alien design, staring down at the two of you.
Can oh no wait is this? I'll
It's been
wait
a
for a
long
second.
time,
Ew.
Kiran. What do you do?
I want to do something dramatic, but I
You
want
should.
to wait for. I want to flash back to preparations.
Ooh.
Yep.
I
What are you
think
preparing for?
Kieran knew, like, they were in on this, like, because I
Ooh.
think what happens is Kieran like steps up next to him, like knows that this is gonna happen, kind of thing. You know, it's like,
Oh, and so you walk
I'm glad
to
you
him, and
arrived
then you
safe.
turn to face
yeah.
two?
Oh.
But I want before that happens, I think it would be more dramatic if like, because I can't see this like being harmful to two. Like it would need to. I think it would need to be like to the prince and stuff like that. That's why I'm like.
How is this
Maybe
not
it's
harmful
not
to
Yeah.
Well, it wouldn't be like I'm trying to betray two. It would have to be like I'm trying to betray
The prince.
somebody else. But yeah, I think like. I think it still works. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
I was
So
gonna say we
he says
could.
it's
come
been a
out.
long time to
Yeah.
Kiran, and then looks at. Would he know you as two or Francis?
He would know Miss Francis.
Okay, so he looks at you and he spits on the deck.
Ugh.
I would like to flash back at preparation.
Yeah. Okay.
I want to have a gun in my back pocket, like in my bag.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because
that
of
you reach
course,
for.
all security cars have firearms with them.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
I just like he's not gonna reach for it, but I think the camera does see that Two is like prepared if something should go down. Because Two knows the gun was in there with him for a year. He has nothing to do for a year. He's probably going to find that gun.
Mm-hmm.
So Two is strapped. I think is just like the preparation I need to
No,
do.
yeah, I
Like,
like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. We can.
To-
I don't know if we need to roll for that.
okay.
I don't think it's interesting to know if someone was lurking in the background of the shot of you like just having a weapon, because like if
Right.
you work for Prince Ismail, who is the head of station security, I think it's reasonable that you would have like a service weapon when you're on the job.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we see like you reach back and we have a quick flashback to like maybe a moment where when Prince Ismail
Now-
assumes station security is like handing out weapons, like now that you're all technically officers.
Yeah.
I expect you to learn how to use this, Francis. Anyone working in my close employ must score at least a 500 on the range. Is that how that works? I'm pretty sure that's how that works. Look, I want you to get me 10 headshots in a row in under 30 seconds, all right? And then, once you've done that, I need you to get 10 headshots with scout rifles, and then I need you to get 50
Awful.
headshots with auto rifles. And then some energy weapon kills, all right? Good. Go,
And
go,
sub 2
raise the
minutes on
iron
the
banner.
obstacle course. Right?
Yeah.
It's not fair. Everybody goes for the heavy.
And we have that moment. We cut back, so we know that you have like a pistol or some kind
Right.
in your back pocket. So you, Kiran, what is the preparation that you want to make?
I think. Well, so the preparation. Tell me this is a lot, but it's to get the prince here. Is that like?
Like-
This is where it could be like 5D chess shit. You know
To
what I
like
mean?
compel him.
Yeah, because
to,
it's
to like
it's
make sure the prince is here.
Yeah.
For sure.
Like it's like we're here to like get revenge, right?
Yeah.
Like we're here to deal with the person, because I think Kieran is truly shocked that Two was the one who sent Alberto
yeah.
out, but
Hmm.
he's not shocked that like Alberto was sent the long way around. It's
Right.
like, oh, the prince did that, like because
You knew
we
the
are-
prince was going to do it.
Yeah.
You just
Yeah.
didn't know that it was Two who hit the eject button.
yeah, who
Yeah.
like could
Okay.
have chosen not to, who could
So
have
this
made the
this
right
is perfect
choice.
because
Yeah.
no matter what happens mechanically, it's going to be true.
Yeah.
We just are going to find out like what it costs to do that.
Yeah.
So did you
That's
have time
good.
plenty of time to arrange for Prince? Like, how did you arrange for Prince Ismail to be here? Because I think that's the preparation.
I think it was making a scene, like again, like Kieran's not like she's very aware of at least the junks, so she's like, he's got eyes everywhere. If I make a scene about this, he's gonna see it.
Run some
Kinda
red
thing.
lights, some security checkpoints.
Yeah.
Mm.
So I think that's what it is. It's like I'm like, I need him to know, like, to keep me in his sight. Like, so when this kind of goes down, he knows that I'm gonna be there. Like, he knows that this is gonna happen.
Right. So we're having like a little bit of like even further past flashbacks to like this is a pattern of behavior. You know, he studies people like
Yeah.
books. He watches your every move. He knows that you do these things. You're gonna like this is when you're stressed. This is what you're gonna do. You're gonna have Two with you because of course you are, because he's like a little puppy dog that you have to kind of keep around or whatever.
Yeah.
You know, you can't leave well enough alone, et cetera, et cetera.
And
So
I
this
think
is like layered out this interaction.
also like plenty of time to do it. I think it's like they've been planning this like right before Alberto loses signal. I think is
This
like
has been a year that you've been playing it.
yeah. It's like it happened. Like, we didn't want this to happen, but it happened. Start planning on it, kind of
Yep.
thing.
I don't
Yeah.
think you had anyone looking out for danger, because why would you?
I don't think so. Yeah.
And are you the center of attention?
If I'm making a dramatic reveal, maybe, but I don't. I guess kind of. I mean, like, I can say yes or no. I mean, is the center of attention between two people?
I think the center of attention is Alberto, to be honest.
For sure. Yeah. Okay. No, that makes a lot.
So go
more
ahead and roll
sense.
and add +1.
Oh fuck. Flashback doesn't have a condition. Okay. I'm okay with this. That's a 7-8.
Okay, so you're gonna get to choose from the 3 options. I'm gonna go out on a limb and say that you arranged for somebody to be in the right place at the right time.
Yes, I did.
So it's not just that Ismail is gonna be here. Ismail's gonna be where you want him to be.
Yeah.
Like, you can predict how he's going to approach this situation.
Mm-hmm.
I think.
Yeah,
is what we
tell me
flashback
where
to.
I come up, because, like, Nikhil. I mean, maybe you don't know that Nikhil is here, but
Right.
like,
No,
you know
Ismail's
me.
gonna be here.
Okay. By the way, I have marked my final condition, so I'm about to melt down.
Oh.
Yeah.
Maybe melt.
Oh, and it was zealous. I think I am like, we've been
Oh.
doing this. I'm +1 to demand what you deserve. Like, this is, yeah.
Maybe you know, like, where he would want to make an entrance from. Like, he thinks he's being, like, sneaky,
Yeah.
but you're like, I
Oh,
know
yes.
him.
Yeah,
He's
no,
always
that's
gonna
so
want to
perfect.
come in
He's
from
gonna
this
come
angle.
from the back of the room or whatever.
Do you
like,
think
The
like,
angle is
Bravo!
perfect. Yeah.
Yes, yeah.
You thought you could get away from me.
I think that's what I think that's it. Like, you were prepared to make a grand entrance, and like maybe the camera is like you're about to step out and you're about to do the slow clap, but then Kieran starts slow clapping and is like, I know how much you hate it when somebody steals your thunder, so you may as well just come out.
Mhm.
well, I'm afraid you've made a disadvantage. I see you've found Alberto. Welcome back. Your service, of course, shall be rewarded, my good man.
To Alberto.
Your service
Yeah,
being
clearly.
spaced. Good of you to get yourself thrown out.
You know, Your Excellency, I had hoped that a year away would have improved your manners. I'm sorry for both of us that that's not true. And he like flicks a switch with his thumb on this weird alien-looking firearm, and it like spools up. Lights come on, and he levels it directly at Prince Ismail.
Oh.
What do you do? Is that where 2 pulls the weapon?
I think
Ah.
2 like takes his hand off the weapon.
Oh my
From,
god.
like, the back
You
of
had
the
your
couch.
hand reaching for it,
Yeah.
and you just like, all right.
Well, let's see how this plays.
If I think Nikhil is hanging back, but here is where she will come out. But she'll come out from like another angle, so it doesn't necessarily look like they're together.
So we're in a standoff here, basically.
Yeah,
Right?
but she
So that's-
has her gun out and ready and
Yep.
pointed at Alberto at the moment.
Yep. So it is a stand. Right. So the 2 there's Kiran and Alberto standing side by side.
Mhm.
Alberto maybe like reaches to put his arm around Kiran's shoulder while
Oh,
holding
yeah.
the weapon pointed at Prince Ismail. So opposite is Ismail and 2, not together but similar.
Yeah.
And then at another angle, facing all of that, is Nikhil with one of your weapons. And so he points, and this is perfect because it's like the 3 factions of
Yeah.
interest here. I'm going to vaporize you, Your Excellency, just like this one did with the mayor. And then I'm gonna put you in the ground too, Francis.
You will do no such thing. You will vaporize me, and you will let these others go. Your conflict is with me and with me alone.
Oh,
What?
The fuck?
What the fuck?
I
And-
think that shocks everyone for sure.
Oh, it does.
Yeah.
And I think I would like to demand what I deserve.
Yeah.
To get shot?
Yes, I would love that. I deserve it. I'm in control here. I say who gets shot by the crazy disruptor gun and the very angry man. Not anybody else.
God.
I wanted to get shot.
Are
It's too
you,
bad. You should have been the prince.
you are offering retribution in return.
Mm-hmm.
He does not love you.
No.
You're rolling +2 and any other conditions you have.
I have a +1 from that, so that's a +3 altogether.
Oh
Because
my
I'm
God.
righteous. Prince
Holy
Ismail is
shit.
feeling righteous. Huh? There's one. Ooh, that's a 12 again.
Okay. You get to take away one of his options. So he can't concede to you, refuse and escalate, or run away.
He cannot refuse. He can either shoot me and no one else, or run away and I take something from him.
Ooh. Damn.
And I think Ismail like does that walking walking close until the gun is like up against his chest.
Oh my god.
Ooh.
And is just like making the eye contact with him that like all the shippers are going crazy for right now. You know, it's intense.
Yeah. They also have like a history.
Everyone's like, I knew it. I knew there was something. All the fan theories.
I think he's going to concede to you. So he is staring there, huffing, just breathing heavily, staring directly at you. The camera angle is just extremely close up, extremely tense, just like right up in each other's faces. He looks at both you. He looks at Francis for a second. He flicks his eyes back to you. You're right, Prince. While what Francis did to me was truly abhorrent, and I do hope that you sincerely never get over the weight of your actions in the rest of your pitiful life. It's true that you are just a lapdog,
God damn.
and this is the one pulling the strings. So I'll give you what you want, Prince. I would have taken the long way around. You get to find out what the short way is. And he vaporizes or pulls the trigger. You are facing certain death.
Yeah, I am.
This is it. This is the last thing we're gonna see in this episode.
All right.
When you face certain death,
Okay.
roll plus the conditions you have marked.
Oh, I've only got one condition marked there. Am I still
And it-
seizing control of this? Or is this?
This is just a flat roll, unless you have any conditions that affect facing
Nope.
certain death. All right.
That's
Oh my god, oh my god.
that's a 4.
Okay. On a miss,
Total, oh
your death was less certain than we thought.
What?
Tell us about your daring escape.
Oh, then in that case, I would like to flash back to making some preparations of my own.
Yep. No die rolls. What did you do?
Amazing.
So I think we see Prince Ismail talking to Guildenstern. Now, obviously, Kiran is going to lure me onto the scene. When Alberta comes back, he's going to be absolutely furious. I want you to make sure that we have everything in place. I know it's an experimental device, but I trust you, and you will learn to carry it out. And I think we see Guildenstern like putting in Prince Ismail's very, very fine silk robe, which he never wears anything fancy like that out ever. Like it's not. He's a punk. He kind of shuns like the elegant royal couture. But woven into this is some experimental architect technology that's like a one-shot teleporter that would look like he disintegrated. But so he vanishes
Wow.
and reappears somewhere deep in like an architectos lab, deep in the junks.
Yeah.
But I'd like everyone else to think I'm dead as a part of
Yeah.
my escape.
Because that's what it looks like, is that you
Yeah.
just disappear. So it's he squeezes, and we get this slow-mo shot of the energy from this ancient architecto weapon pulsating from the barrel into your chest. And we do this is where all the money went for this episode. It's just like the energy twists and spirals out like a spider web just across your whole clothing, in slow-mo as the camera pans in like a matrix style sweep around as you're like absorbing it. And when we finally spin back around to the barrel, you whoosh, vanish in this flash of light, digitized completely, just fading away into nothingness. He stands there. He slowly lowers the weapon. He looks at the rest of you. I could use a drink. Cut. We don't even know what happens there. We assume, the audience assumes, like, oh god, Ismail's dead. They just killed him, and it's not even the end of the series. There's a long, like, cut to black. 3 seconds later, we hear sound of, like, pipes and machinery and stuff hissing and beeping. Everything just sort of kind of powering up. We are in a laboratory that is very old, of the same ancient kind of technology that the firearm looks like. It is mysterious. It is dimly lit. It's familiar. We've been here before, or we've seen it. Way back in one of the previous episodes, one of Kidea's cats got loose. And it ran away and it terrorized a whole bunch of stuff. And it ended up in a lab. And it curled up at the base of a humanoid floating in a tank in stasis with life signs pulsating underneath it. An alien species we've never seen before. Ismail fades back in, gasping back to life.
Fucking noisy.
Sorry, headphone nerd.
We see,
No, you're
like,
good.
the set itself is kind of like shot from the front, so it's like the computer terminals and all that stuff. We see Ismail facing the camera, and then we see what Ismail sees. The same alien figure of one of the architectos in cryostasis, just floating. Cut. That's been Corazon Station for this week.
Oh,
Can you believe it's only episode 3 and we have 7 more to go? I can't. We thank you for sticking with us, for going over a little bit more for the sake of the drama. I need to go make some popcorn and just shove it in my mouth now.
yeah, retroactively have popcorn in it.
We really thank you for sticking with us and for tuning into another episode. If you've been with us since the beginning, or if this is your first time, we hope that you stick around. We do this every Wednesday at 8:30 p.m. Eastern, 5:30 p.m. Pacific. If you have an idea for what Kidea's been up to, if you have a theory, if you have the gears in your brain are ticking, please tweet at us. Hashtag all disasters here, hashtag all nerds here. Tell us what you think Kidea's been doing this whole time. And you'll find out next week whether or not you were right. Thank you. We're very excited to see what happens. Let's go around and say who you've been, where people can find you, if you have anything coming up in the immediate future. And we will be going to raid somebody in the process. So to start us off, let's go to Rue, and then you can figure out who we're going to.
Yeah. I'm Rue. My pronouns are she, her. I've been Nikhil. You can find me on Twitter at CherryDrop. I am the producer here. I also produce for Valor Live, and we will be back for our first episode this Saturday at 2 p.m. Pacific on Valor's Games. So if y'all want to check out a magical girl anime actual play, that's what's going on there. And I am a writer on the upcoming Unbreakable Revolution and also as a setting for Grasping Nettles. And I am also going to be on Musafir's podcast when we start releasing those episodes.
Right on. We have Viditya.
Oh yeah. Oh, sorry. Hi everyone. I've been Viditia, and I will continue to be that. And you can find me on. You can find me online at Twitter at Viditia Valetti, and online basically everywhere at whatever it is slash Viditia Valetti. So like twitch.tv slash Viditia Valetti. I've been doing. I've been trying to get back into streaming a little bit more and trying out some different stream formats. So if you care about kind of the game design process and seeing more of that kind of happen, you can follow me there and also support me on Patreon. I don't have any current major projects to plug. Keep an eye out. I just was announced as a writer for the new Spire RPG source book called Sin. I'm very excited about what I've written for it, so keep an eye out for it, but it's not at live yet. You can follow the campaign, and I will also be a cast member on the Musafir's podcast, so go follow them on Twitter, and we can't wait to, get you all excited for that.
Awesome. We got JR.
Hey, it's me. I'm JR, everyone's friendly neighborhood JR. That's I don't know where that was going. I'm not a Spider-Man. I wish I was. That'd be cool. You can find me writing articles about role-playing games for the Bell of Lost Souls. You can also see the work I've done in other role-playing games. Recently, the Role Player's Guide to Heist was the deal of the day on Drive-Thru RPG. I don't think it still is. You want to check it out. I wrote 4 different heists for that. I've also written some lore for some stuff that I can say is coming up, but I can't say what yet. So one day I'll have something super exciting to say. And you can find me here every week. And if you don't tune in between now and then, or go back and watch the VODs, and then next week, I have a special message for you.
Heck yeah. We got Kevin.
What's dripping, y'all? I'm Kevin.
Oh,
My
no.
pronouns are he.
Awful.
I played 2. And you can find me on Twitter at @knit_knack. You can report and block my account. Or follow me to see me yelling about how bad Rhea is, whittling ducks, even Jellion's ending, I guess. I don't fucking know. I'm not on any shows but this one. Come see me next week.
Kevin brings an energy. For sure.
Kevin does.
And we love him.
I feel like it's a very good energy.
Yeah.
Oh, I have one thing to plug. I'm sorry, I forgot.
Yeah.
Just
That's a real shame. You gotta wait for next week.
Yeah.
Oh, you're right. My bad.
Right.
Hush.
What do you got to pitch?
Go.
Oh, I wanted to shout out. I was on a podcast called Draw Your Dice, which is done by another wonderful POC designer, Jeremy Gage, and I just wanted to shout it out. It's a really cool podcast, and I want people to go listen to it.
Check it out. If you like game design, you like podcasts, you can listen to people talk about game design on a podcast. Draw Your Dice. Very, very cool show. Definitely worth checking out.
Hey, speaking of podcasts.
Speaking of podcasts, we're sponsored by Stamps.com. No, I'm Simon. Podcasting is one of the things I do. You can find me on Twitter at Lucha Libris. I'm a tabletop role-playing game designer. You can check out the games that I write and publish at colorspraygames.itch.io. I am a voice actor for the Penumbra podcast, as JR mentioned. It is a queer sci-fi and fantasy audio drama. If you want to see yourself represented in stories, that is at the Penumbra Pod on Twitter, thepenumbrapodcast.com. Season 3 has just wrapped up, so there's never been a better time to catch up on the whole series and its 2 major storylines. I am also here on All Nerds Here on Sundays at 3 p.m. Eastern, playing For the Dungeon, which is a game sort of like Dungeon Keeper and Overlord, where you're playing the minions of a dark overlord, trying to make things work. It's very comedy heavy, it's very fun, and we play the game as puppets. That's right, we are puppets who are playing monsters. So if you like puppets, and you like monsters, and you like comedy, come back on Sunday, 3 p.m. Eastern, for Sunflower Street plays For the Dungeon. It's like Sesame Street was doing The Office was doing the dragon game. It's a lot of fun. It's definitely worth checking out, I think. That is a whole bunch of stuff going on. We are going to
I think we got one
Oh,
more plug.
yeah, friend of the show, friend of the show, friend of the channel, Dom Dickey has a Kickstarter going on.
Mhm.
Kevin, you want to tell us about that Kickstarter?
Yeah, friend of a bunch of folks here, Dominique S. Dickey. They and their partner had just got a Kickstarter up today. Tomorrow on Revelation 3, it is about anti-capitalism on a space station. So if you're into shows like this one, or I guess Deep Space Nine or some shit, I guess, you can go check out that game and play out your adventures, playing as different classes, and go support Dom, go support their partner. Their project is really cool. And I'm really excited, and we really want to see them fund. It's already at almost reached its full goal today, but we would love to see it hit as soon as possible and get beyond, because they do have a lot of sort of good community folks on their stretch goals as collaborators, and we would really like to see them folks go out and support them if they
Yeah,
can.
please. Dom's a fantastic designer and a great role player, and is absolutely worth every cent that you can give to that campaign and all of the attention that you can spare. Just an incredible BIMPOC voice in the community and in game design. So definitely check it out. We are going to say hello to Sile, Szyal, friend of some of the folks on the show, and of also friend of the show, Kupo Knight, who is playing some Sea of Thieves, which is fantastic. All of us love pirates here. We love Sea of Thieves. I'm sure that it will be full of shenanigans and good times. So stick with us as we throw Sile some love. Thank you for tuning in. Once again, we want to remind you here at All Nerds Here that we believe that Black Lives Matter, which means that you get out and you get yourself educated if you haven't already. Lots going on. Support Black creatives, not just when it's topical or in season. Support our marginalized voices as well, please. All BIMPOC folks. As an all BIMPOC show and community, we want to make sure that we are being respected and heard. We want to uplift other marginalized voices. So everyone, it's a group effort. Do your part. That also includes people of marginalized genders and non-cis folks, non-het folks, queer folks across the community, across the rainbow. All of our relations deserve our support, undying support. It doesn't just mean saying that trans rights are human rights. That's true. We love that. We want more than just acknowledgement. We want more than being human beings. We want respect. We want equity, and that means that we do the work, that we uplift everyone, that we put our money where our mouth is. We pay those voices. We uplift them. We fight as hard as we can. We don't need allies. We need accomplices. So go out there, get and do the work, and we hope that you have a fantastic rest of your week, and throw some love to Zyle, because we're really excited to see some piracy. Thanks for tuning in. We'll see you next week. We'll see you next Wednesday. Bring all your gasps and tweet all of your theories about what you think Kide is up to. Hashtag all disasters here. Hashtag all nerds here. Peace.
Sorry, I'm just waiting on this raid thing. Okay, there we go. Bye. Alright,
Hey, we did it.
good.